It is the final week of the group stage here at the AEL University Elite Series. Formal joined by Queen Morgie. It's been a season, Morgie. It's been a little unpredictable, a little chaotic, and well, after today, a break and then playoffs. So I guess we got to celebrate in a sense.
Chaotic is one way to put it. I could find 100 different synonyms to go with chaotic, and all would perfectly describe this season. We've definitely had some ups and downs, but it's made it interesting for us as casters, and I'm sure interesting for the audience to watch as well. But yeah, exciting to come into this final week, have a little bit of a break before playoffs, and yeah, get into the finals.
I also kind of feel like the break has somewhat come early. Are the matches important today? Yes, matches are always important. Seeding can determine, you know, a win or loss for a future event, but nothing dramatic is going to change today. We have our top four, we have our bottom four. It's all about positioning today. So in a lot of ways, we can kind of just relax, kick back, and have a good time.
Absolutely. I think you're right there, Formal. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, and you know what? When I like to kick back, I like to do so with our sponsors by our side here at the AEL University Elite Series, starting, of course, with AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and selected ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. Morgie, this is going to be an interesting day. Very first match, getting geared up, ready to go. It's finally the Queensland Showdown, so you know I'm excited for this as we take a look at the ladder. Ignore the ladder, though. Ignore the fact that QUT and Griffith are towards the bottom. Ignore the fact that they're eliminated. This is the Queensland battle, so you need to get hype.
Absolutely. We had the Melbourne battle last week, and now it's the battle of the Queensland team. So I'm sure a lot of Queenslanders in chat will be getting behind this match. Kind of keen to see, again, not that this is going to affect standings going into finals, but it, you know, still a match. It's a good match. It's a good match, and everything can come down to affecting seeding as well.
Yeah, and you have to think, you know, if you want to talk momentum coming into a good match, QUT is going to be coming in with a lot of that momentum. Just last week, they took down the team that is currently tied for third. Not RMIT, no, the University of New South Wales, the defending champs. So obviously, QUT probably a little frustrated where they're sitting right now. But for Griffith, I mean, it feels like they've got a lot going against them.
Oh yeah, definitely. That momentum is always oh so important and can really make a difference to your team's performance week on, week off. But yeah, taking down UNSW last week was not on my bingo cards for the day, but nonetheless, QUT really did pull that one out, and yeah, excited to see whether they can carry that momentum on this week.
It's really going to make this week interesting for sure, especially that third match, which I'm kind of pegging as my match of the week. UON versus the University of New South Wales. New South Wales maybe on a bit of a downward trajectory, have lost 2 in a row. Macquarie, meanwhile, looking to go undefeated with the win over Swinburne. Morgie, there is a chance that we get Macquarie versus New South Wales as a 1st versus 4th seed, depending on how today plays out.
Yeah, that would definitely be an insane one. And again, kind of like going into the start of this season, Macquarie and UNSW were the 2 teams I would have hit as 1st and 2nd at the very start of the season, kind of not knowing which team would sit where. Macquarie has come out a little bit more dominant, but yeah, to see that match as a 1st and 4th seed, like straight at the start of playoffs rather than as a grand final match, would be insane.
Yeah, so it should be a fun one. Of course, it finishes with RMIT taking on UTS. RMIT playing for seeding, playing for positioning. That matchup, you know, will be a nice one to end this evening together. But we got to look at the top right now. Again, QUT versus Griffith. It does look like Mac and Jack are back after they had to use a sub last week, which was a little bit of a surprise. Oh my gosh, the cat just jumped on me. But we'll see how that plays out. You doing?
Definitely that dynamic duo missing last week. Honestly, thought that was going to make a huge impact, but nonetheless, they performed really well without the duo. So you know, it's seeing that the team can kind of still hold up well. But as you've said, we do have Mac back. We have Mac and Jacko on the QT side this week, joined by Ultraviolet, and on the Griffith side, we have Thunder Turtle, Trank, and Exile.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Thunder Turtle is not normally on the team. In the past, it has been extremely washed up, who admittedly didn't play last week as well, but it seems like Griffith, never really figured out their starting roster, unfortunately, coming into this last week of the group stage.
Yeah, I was going to say Thunder Turtle is not a name I'm as familiar with. Was expecting to see extremely washed up going into tonight's match, but nonetheless has been replaced by Thunder Turtle for tonight. So as always, it's always interesting to see kind of dynamics when we've got a sub in the mix. Maybe could play in Griffith's favor, like we had playing QUT's favor last week with Mac out of the team last week. So you never know, but I'm a little hesitant for Griffith.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few reasons why I'm a little hesitant on Griffith right now. It definitely feels like QUT, a mix of their momentum from the big win last week against New South Wales. They've showed up already and have been sort of freestyling clip-wise and piecing someone together. So we'll see how it does play out in this one. But that being said, for Griffith, I worry looking ahead from this team. They went from being in the finals last season to potentially finishing last place in the Elite Series. It definitely has been a bit of a fall from grace. And with Ultraviolet, again, kind of the one who jumped ship, has the one who's moved to QUT, it looks like he made the right move, at least from a Rocket League point of view.
Oh, definitely. I think that, just roster-wise, that has been the move for Ultraviolet, given how QUT have, I would say, overall been a stronger performing team this season. It has been interesting, kind of, like you said, watching Griffith's downfall a little bit. Obviously not what they expected given their performance last season. They were a threat last season and have gone quiet this season. I think having, a few roster changes have played into that as well, though, with Macquarie, with UNSW. We've got two stronger teams this season compared to last season. It just kind of seemed very UNSW dominant. So dynamics have definitely changed throughout the entire league.
Let's I kind of want to go back to the schedule right now, if that's easy to get to, Mr. Producer Man. Can we bring up our big old schedule? Yes. Okay. This is why this is important, because I have gotten the fun big list of playoff scenarios, Morgie. Okay, we're gonna go through them all, and I want you to do your best to keep up because we're gonna have a quiz at the end. All right?
Oh no! Oh no!
Right.
Oh God!
All right, here we go. So step one: if New South Wales gets the win over UON and RMIT gets the win over UTS, New South Wales gets second, RMIT third, UON fourth. However, if UON gets the win over the University of New South Wales, RMIT still winning, of course, versus UTS, well, then it's going to be RMIT in second place with UON in third and the University of New South Wales in fourth. If UON beats New South Wales and RMIT happens to lose, well, then UON will be in second place, New South Wales in third, RMIT in fourth. And if New South Wales wins and RMIT loses, well, it's New South Wales second, RMIT third, UON fourth. Now, for the quiz, how does RMIT finish fourth place?
Oh, you've lost me. I was like, yeah, cool, nodding along, yeah, you've lost me. I need a formal explanation on this.
Look, the best way of putting it is, there is no best way of putting it. It's pure chaos. UON has to win in order to get, it's all about who avoids the fourth seed, right? That's what everyone's trying to avoid right now. The good news for UON and University of New South Wales, it's pretty easy. If they win, they avoid it. And the same thing can be said for RMIT. It only gets confusing if RMIT loses. However, they would then need, I believe, UON to lose as well in order to avoid fourth place. That's just essentially how it works. But it is a rough situation right now for sure. For all of these teams trying to avoid that fourth seed, because let's be real, nobody wants to go up against Macquarie.
No, and you can understand why no one wants to go up against Macquarie. I think they've been obviously terrifying this season. Kame and Luna, we haven't stopped talking about how well they've been doing, both inside this league and outside, RLCS as well. Yeah, definitely a very scary team coming into this, so you can't blame anyone for being a little scared of that team.
Yeah, I mean, we saw how well Lunar played just this last weekend. Power almost, going the distance and being that team to take down the likes of Wildcard in the most recent RLCS. qualifier, I suppose is what you'd want to call it, the most recent regional that happened. And I mean, look, Lunar has actually kind of been climbing now firmly. This might not sound as impressive when you look at the names, but like is now solidly in my top 15 in the region. Like he has made it to the top 15. He's knocking on the door as a top 10 player in the region, which has been, again, phenomenal improvement from this guy.
Definitely. Definitely. I think honestly a lot of the players in the league we've seen some great improvement from throughout this season. And you know, I think last season was my first kind of permanent season. Subbed in for Uni League for casting a little bit before that, but you know, just seeing how some of the players have grown as players within this league, and then kind of, you know, progress to RLCS, and you see them playing in RLCS, and it's really exciting to see how far some of these players have come.
Yeah, it has been pretty, you know, interesting piecing it all together and seeing it all come through. I do apologize for a bit of the delay in getting this match started. We will be going shortly. It's been a far outcry trying to get a tech issue resolved, but it should be going soon. I'm not going to name and shame who it was. I'm going to be professional on this one unless told otherwise. Nope. Okay, was not told otherwise. Dang, I was hoping. I wanted to go, but that's okay. We should be getting going soon.
That's all right. Won't be too long yet. I think might be getting started now, but yeah, a little bit of a break, a little bit of a yap fest to get everyone warmed up for the start of broadcast.
It's why the people tune in, not to watch the games, but to listen to us talk about, you know, the games, I suppose. No, look, we want to get going as much as everybody else, and I believe we are moments away from running this one. Again, Griffith versus QUT. This is a battle for seeding. QUT looking to get that, well, I guess 5th place seed, which would give them the best position in the opens, which is the best way to re-qualify for the Elite Series. And again, I would be shocked at this position for QUT to not re-qualify. Obviously, when you play the match, anything can happen. I do feel them being heavy favorites coming into this match still, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I think that, you know, we kind of touched on it before, but very influenced by their performance last week, even without Mac. To be able to take down UNSW was huge. We haven't seen that kind of bang of a performance from Griffith as much this season. So, yeah, definitely kind of starting with you on this one here. I think it's going to be a QUT game.
Yeah, we will see. Obviously, anything can happen, but players have all made it now to the pitch. So I believe we are going to be kicking off the first of 4 best of 5s for the evening. Again, everybody, look, we might pop off. We might get excited for the big plays, the big moments, but it is a night of reflection, relaxation, and maybe a little bit of celebration as well for another great seasonal of round play, because when we come back in 2 weeks' time, that's when things get serious. Best of 7s, elimination matches, all the chaos that those brings. But for tonight, it's going to be a little bit more chill, I hope.
You say that, but I feel like when there's less on the line, that's when the chaos really starts to explode. That's when when players start going for clips, because they're like, oh, you know, we've either made it to playoffs or we haven't. You know, results today aren't going to impact that. So I don't know. I feel like as much as if this was a normal season match, I would feel so much more confident about this call. But
True.
I'm not as confident just for that factor.
Well, we'll see how they play this one out. Again, we've got substitutes on the Griffith side. We have Tranq coming in, or Trank as he prefers to be called, coming in. Mac and Jack, though, the duo. I'm ready to see how they perform. Ultraviolet, always a strong showing, and already that's just a shot straight in, Morgie.
8 seconds in is all it took for Mac after having last week off. He's warmed up, he's ready, puts that flick across 3 players in the entire play, I guess, into net.
8 seconds for the first goal, and it was relatively, it looked effortless. It wasn't effortless, no, but it definitely looked effortless as BC Exile is forced to go low. Already, though, QUT getting themselves established in the middle of the pitch. Again, going for the solo dribble play. I think that's kind of cheeky. It worked the first time. Why not try it again?
Absolutely, may as well go for it twice. Go for it until failure, I guess. Ball is caught in center. Jacko does get there for the save. Trank's putting on a little bit of pressure though. Jacko does get around him now. Also got sidewall back into center. Mac with some time and space clicks it a little bit early. It was an easy read for him.
Was pretty simple. Thunder Turtle, meanwhile, though, actually finds a little bit of a gap, but Ultraviolet already in position to slow it down. Playing through the corner does get the defense a little shaky for the QUT side. Saw, you know, two players rotating back off of that one touch, but now the setup, a miss by the defender. No one there to put it away just yet. Mac again tries to slow it down, reset, getting defenders to bite. This is all well and good as long as a shot comes from it, but it does not, as QUT plays kind of far back.
Demo on Thunder Turtle there opens up the field a little bit, but no real opportunities. Mac gets a 50, sends it downfield towards net, almost goes straight in, but BC Exile gets the save.
Yep, and with the full boost, Jacko is going to go for a little something over the top. Exile 50 goes the way, I would say, of the orange side. I don't know if it's because it just came off of one of the most chaotic RLCS weekends I've ever seen, but it really feels like both teams are just no sense of urgency from either side. They're content to let the ball come to them, maybe wait for a mistake from the opponent before putting a shot on it. It's a very slower pace to start things off here in game number one.
Oh, definitely. I think, I guess kind of like, you know, as we kind of touched on before, having that pressure taken off of playoffs, you know, whether the result tonight isn't going to affect the teams as to whether they make it to playoffs or not, can definitely take off a little bit of that pressure and they can have a little bit more fun on field. But it does seem like the teams aren't warmed into the game just yet, playing a little bit passively. I'm sure we'll start to see it.
Oh, that could have been cool. Mac almost has the redirect down and in. Threatening for a big play, doesn't quite find it. Another aerial goes a little bit awry. Pinch, though, in return. I mean, Griffith, to their credit, they've only allowed one goal in. It's still a one-touch game, should Griffith find the magic one. That said, when you take a look at the shot count between these two teams, Morgie, within 3 minutes of play, Griffith has only put one shot on target.
Yeah, definitely not what they would be wanting as of yet in this match, but still 2 minutes left on the clock, plenty of time for things to change here. Ball has gone to that corner. Jacko does get the center. Ultraviolet's there, takes the shot a little bit late to the jump though, and Thunder Turtle makes it ball in time.
Jacko sitting on the boost, gets the ball delivered right to them, now taking it to the top corner. Forces the defense to double commit, yet Trank Q does enough work to get the ball past that midfield line. Underneath, Mac has to play keep away. Thunder Turtle puts another shot on. Here comes Exile, but it's not on target.
Trank centering it again though. There's a miss from Jacko on that backboard. Almost looked a little dangerous there for BT defense. BC Exile with a massive center downfield. Ultraviolet makes it to that ball. Zero boost in the tank though. It does get taken. BC Exile looking to center it again, but Jacko clears it to that.
Clears it and stays with it, gets past two, but not the third. Thunder Turtle, who has been the best performing member, or dare I say, on the Griffith side, gets a couple nice touches. Isn't able to do too much more with it than that. Less than a minute to go now in our first game, Morgie. Still only one shot on target for Griffith, but the game still feels close, maybe because there's only one score between them.
That's it. Mac looking for that centered ball now, gets a couple of resets, trying to take it to that corner. Taking to center again, puts it to Mac on the wall. Here's the dynamic duo going for what they know best. It's a massive clear though, it's most Ultraviolet in this corner. Centered ball, maybe an opportunity for a shot, but Griffith just managing to get it away last minute.
Yeah, and because of that, they might get one more chance. They have the possession now. However, they just give it up, and I am a little confused what the game plan was with Exile's touch here.
Yeah, definitely not the kind of clear, not the place you'd be wanting to put the ball in front of net when attackers are kind of lurking like that. So,
but it wasn't just that. But when you watch it back, you can see that Thunder Turtle was committing for the touch as well. So that was a double commit by the Griffiths. Awkward moment, awkward looking team, and a very awkward game one. Nearly ends with an own goal as well. Griffith is they've come out a little slow out the gates, unfortunately.
That they have, although QUT have come out a little bit faster. I wouldn't say it's at their best. I think we've seen QUT play with a little more urgency, but nonetheless, they have managed to take this first game 2-0 against Griffith. Plenty more shots on the stats board as well. Paul, you mentioned one shot earlier when from Griffith's side when they had 2 minutes left. 5 minutes of gameplay, still only one shot on the board.
Yeah, which is, again, surprising from the Griffith side, considering, you know, Exile is a strong player. Turtle was getting involved. They just never able to piece together really any attacking pressure. I mean, look, all I'm saying is, looking at you, Twitch chat, if Harrison Russell is sending the love, he maybe should be sending a little bit of that, you know, disappointed dad energy as well to get them to pick themselves back up, because they need to turn it around as we get geared up for game number 2.
Yeah, definitely going to need to bring the pressure a little bit more than they were in that first game. QT obviously doing enough to get ahead, but we'll go to the kickoff again. It does go the way of Griffith here. Trank follows that up very quickly, 3 seconds in. Better than Max, was it 8-second goal in the first match, and we have Griffith in the lead now.
There you go. Harrison Russell will now be proud of the side. It's that one was for you. Whoever you are, Mr. Harrison Russell, that one was for you. 1 goal lead now for Griffith, 1 shot and in. We'll see how QUT plays from behind. Mac does a lot of bouncing and boost burning and doesn't really go anywhere with the ball.
Yeah, definitely a strange jump from Mac on that one. But yeah, didn't seem like he had much of a game plan there. Just wanted to go up, take the ball, maybe waste a little bit of time. And he managed to do so. Jacko gets this 50, puts the ball in front of net. Ultraviolet goes for the shot, but just a little too slow there.
Here we go. Deep lob back to the other side. Ultraviolet will play their own corner. Doesn't get the next touch. Instead, it will be Exile putting it up on the backboard. And you can see after that first goal, actually, Griffith, they're playing further forward. They're being a little bit more proactive. Maybe Exile getting that, well, actually, it was Trank getting that first point. Trank. The adrenaline boost that this Griffith team needed. Shots on. Mac has the save.
Centered ball now. Shot opportunity for Ultraviolet. Sends it long and low, but doesn't go in. BkWhatOCE gets that clear out as well, with Max lurking in that backfield and ready to collect the ball. Sidewall again. Ultraviolet to the corner, does get the center, but BkWhatOCE with here again. A double from Mac and Jacko. That's not something you see every day. And we've gone back down the Griffith side.
Yeah, I'm very surprised actually at, you know, now how it's QUT that's looking a little out of sorts and a little bit slower to the punch. That's a good 50 from the Thunder Turtle. Trank unable to put it in. Still on the back foot though. QUT trying to recover. It's going to be Jacko around the corner. Jacko with the second touch. Maybe Mac can get something here. 50 doesn't go too far. Third attacker. Nope, not there.
QUT just looking super awkward and out of sorts in defense at the moment. Just being challenged and pressured by Griffith. Nice little 50 there from Mac and Jacko, sends it back down the other way, but feeling like they need to work out a bit of strategy here, QUT, because at the moment they're just playing defense and trying to get that ball away, but not really focusing.
Well, they might have something cooking. Mac just straight down the middle. A shot with authority equalizes this game.
How did I not think of this earlier? I just need to say they're doing something wrong and instantly gonna eat my words because they're gonna prove me wrong in a matter of seconds. UT get that equalizer.
As we can see, see another name has joined the fray. Now it's not just Harrison Russell, but Cooper Baggery as well. Who are these people? I appreciate, you know, anyone showing support to any of the university teams, but I'm not sure where they're coming from. I'm not sure why these people are significant. I need more. I need to know more. But not too much information like what was said before. Just enough information back on the breakaway.
Does get the center pass to Jacko. That's the kind of team play we expect out of these two, and typically out of the QUT side in general. Cool little light touch here as Mac comes to that wall to beat the pace a little bit. Jacko's there for the center. 1, 2, 3 defenders ready for that one, but no one to make the save.
Yeah, so it will be a 2-1 lead The wrong person got timed out there. Either way, 2:20 to go. We'll see what happens. Mac is going to take this one to the back corner. Let's see where they go. They have Jacko just outside the box. Not needed! Backboard play from Mac. Beautiful goal.
Oh, incredible here. Bates Trank on that backboard. Puts that ball around. A little bit of a doomsday dish on that one. Great car control. Mac puts another one on the board.
That was a nice and quick goal, and they're going to be happy from that one moving forward. It was a 1-goal lead at first for Griffith, but now QUT. All that did, it was kind of inspire them to put more pressure on, and Morgie, 2 minutes remaining. I could say Griffith has more shots this time. They've gotten 3, so they've tripled their shot production from last game. However, it's still, like, never a good sign when your shot counter equals your opponent's score.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Jacko getting this ball through that side wall. Thunder Turtle with a bit of a swing and a miss there. Backflips on that one, but doesn't matter. Teammates, they're ready to back him up. Jacko's just going to try and get this one out though. Does take that ball to the center of the door. 50 from Trank, puts it loose again. Maybe a shot on here from Griffith. Not enough.
Not yet, at least. We'll see if how Griffith will respond. They go side wall, but that's okay. QUT will just follow it right along. That said, Trank's touch gets past 2 Ultraviolet, who has been a very solid number 3 for this for this QUT team. Possibly the 3rd man, but they've been a good one, setting up a shot. Nothing to be found. Mac clears it away.
Mac's solo plays are doing pretty well for a QUT side at the moment. Just a couple of slight errors, but eventually one of these is going to sink. Jacko is going for a solo of his own though. Hits the ball to that backboard, 1-2s to himself, and sinks that ball into the net.
That was a very well played touch from Jacko. Very, very well played. Found the gap, found the avenue, and was able to put it in. I also want to apologize to our admin. I think they actually made the correct choice upon hindsight. Here we go, 43 seconds to go. Jacko taking some touches. Oh no! Oh, well, we got our own goal out of the way already, Morgie.
Always one of the night. We've had it early on in our first series there. Nope, that's Jacko's goal. Jacko's going to get credited. QUT get another shot on the board, and the deficit grows.
That was a good touch from Exile. That was. I mean, yeah. I have to question. Do you think that was an intentional one?
I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say we're down by 3 goals. Let's go next game. It looked intentional.
It really. I mean, I can't say if it was or wasn't, obviously, but they put it smack dab in the middle of the net right there. That was. I kind of hope it wasn't because it's funnier, but we'll see. Hey, anything to get you motivated. If it was intentional, anything to kind of flip that mental. If an own goal helps it, then by all means go for it. You're going to need it because as it stands, 0 seconds on the clock, QUT is now up in this series 2-0.
A good shot at the end there. Almost went in. 1 more second on the clock and we would have had a second goal on the board for Griffith. But nonetheless, the score is 5-1 from QUT. More shots coming out of Griffith though, Formal, given we only had 1 shot last game from the Griffith side. Now got 4 on board this game, so it's, it's a good sign. But QUT just seem very dominant right now. Their offensive pressure is just wiping out Griffith's defense. Something's going to need to change if Griffith want to claw their way back in this one.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, and I think it's a tough one because any game where you're just like constantly on the back foot is always going to be a bit of a struggle. But Griffith hasn't even been able to catch QUT overextending, and that's credit to QUT. Their attack has just been very, very disciplined when they're moving forward. Again, even though they had the lowest score, I feel like Ultraviolet's been doing a great job as that 3rd member, just keeping the ball past the midfield line whenever it feels like maybe we could be seeing something from the Griffith side on the attack. And let's not forget, Griffith's 1 goal was off of a kickoff. It was a kickoff goal. It wasn't an extended play goal. They still haven't really found one of those yet. And that's a big problem going into what could be the deciding game.
CXL gets up on the floor there, takes it to the roof, jumps off, but Ultraviolet, great 50 very well on that touch. Frank left on his own, back in defense. Exile just makes it back in time after that second touch though. Get challenged here by Mac. BC Exile completely backs off the ball, actually. That was a little bit of a strange move. Mac with bar down. And it was looking like it was going to be cleared there, but Jacko there for the cleanup.
Yeah, confirmed already. QUT better than RLCS teams in overtime. Able to get that one off the post and in. Well done to QUT. 29 seconds. Another early goal. All 3 games having a goal in under 30 seconds. This time again going QUT's way. And considering Griffith's sort of lack of offensive pressure, I worry that could be the kill blow. Okay, yep, nope, that still could be the kill blow.
Although I have to point out, like, it does seem very strange to me in the lead up to that play that BCXL had possession. Obviously, it was a little bit long, but we saw Mac kind of lurking on that ball, ready to challenge Jacko, obviously behind him as well. And just kind of let them have the possession, drove away from that ball, backed out of the play. Maybe could have gone for the challenge even on low boost. A 50 could have been more valuable in that scenario, but just kind of let QT have the ball.
Yeah, that they did. As we see Jacko now off the corner. Ooh, almost a little something magical right there. That would have been a nice way to enjoy a 2-goal cushion. Still, though, Mac might find something over the top. Has to try to drop it back down. It looked like, yeah, Jack tried to connect with them, so not sure if that was a pinch attempt or what. Doesn't work out, but the pressure still remains in QUT's favor.
In front of net at the moment, not looking good for Griffith. If Mac can get this double, it doesn't go towards the net enough though. Griffith just alive now. Thunder Turtle trying to get any touch on this just to get it out. Ultraviolet with the shot. Trank gets the save. They're not out of the dark yet though. Still trying to keep this pressure up.
That they are. Mac to the midfield, can't get past the Thunder Turtles. It's going to be Ultraviolet instead, who didn't get the second touch, and that will slow down QUT for now. Off the sidewall towards the net. Is it going to fall in? Oh, it's a double commit, but it's able to put it through. Jacko up high. Ultraviolet not down low. Instead, it's Jacko rotating back. Mac might have a play, maybe to Jack. Mac and Jack connection. Do they find each other? Do they find a goal? Not this time. Triple commit on the goal line, though.
Almost a crazy shot there just before, though. Doesn't matter.
Oh.
It's
Oh, there it is.
there it is. There it is. Eventually, not the craziest shot, not the double that could have been. But either way, BCXL are very light from that. Here puts it into Jacko's hands, sinks the ball, and QT are now.
Exactly where QUT needed to be. A 2-goal lead against a team that, well, hasn't found 2 goals all series up to this point. Expectation would be QUT to hold it right now from here till the end. Frank bumped, forced to put it backwards as a result. Exile doesn't know what to do, and Ultraviolet finds the third.
Griffith's defense looking a little shaky here, not too sure what to do with that ball. A couple of missed touches, teammates unsure of where that ball was going to go. QT though kept that pressure on, followed it up, and ultimately resulted in another goal on the board.
Yeah, and with a 3-goal lead and 2 minutes remaining, I don't want to call the series because that's a little disrespectful, but I need to see something from Griffith now, Morgie. They need to show us a little bit of signs of attacking pressure, some signs of life. Trank will be the one leading the charge. Up through the corner, that was a chance. Double commit post. Come on, go in. No, no, no.
Oh no, but you have to give credit to QT's defense just then. That ball was 80% of the way in, and they've I don't know how they kept that out of net just then, how they got that away and then turn it around, counter attack, immediately going back down the other direction. Jacko's just put another one in.
Some games, Morgie, are just not meant to be. And unfortunately for Griffith, this one I don't think was meant to be for them. It's going to be a tough loss for this red side. For QUT, I mean, it's really unfortunate their season started as poorly as it did, because I feel this team should have been competing for a top 4 spot coming in today. They should have been a bit more in the running. Granted, where they sit is their own doing, don't get me wrong, but this is a team that beat New South Wales. They're making quick work of Griffith. And unfortunately, they don't have a top 4 to show for it.
Oh, definitely. I mean, in saying that though, it's kind of hard to gauge where they would sit given, you know, Macquarie and UNSW's presence, given UON and just how well they played as well, kind of our top four are decently solid, but I can see the argument made that QUT does belong up there with them. They've had a good performance this game. They've showed how dominant they can be. Griffith just putting another one on the board here. Trank drives that one in with ease. 45 seconds left on the clock. It's doable.
That's optimistic, but we'll see. I guess mathematically it is possible. Yes, we'll see what happens. Credit to Trank, they were able to get that one goal, and now maybe if Exile was a little further forward, still actually might get a touch with the net. Backboard down. Wait a minute. Nope. Okay, shot was pushed aside. 30 seconds to go. Hey, Griffiths, they just can't put anything on target, and the ball gets cleared.
BkWhatOCE with this clear, gets a bounce, puts it in front of net. Ultraviolet's lurking. Gotta be careful with those cross net shots. Unless we are going back down the other way. They want to put another one on the board before this game's over, before this series is over, but Jacko is keeping this one out. It's a nice touch, a light touch across to Mac. Ball is still up for now. We have run out of time though. QT, this is their game, this is their series. Eventually when the ball drops, it will be 3-0 QT over Griffith. Yeah,
that it will. Congratulations, QUT. They get themselves the 3-0 victory. They're going to be quite happy. Moving on after that one, and for Griffith, it's, well, not the momentum they need going down into the open bracket. We'll see if they're going to be able to bring it back around. Again, we will be streaming and broadcasting the third and first place match of the open bracket, and hopefully for both these teams, they'll be able to get into at least one of those matches.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would be surprised if they didn't make it through. You know, going back to main rosters and going back to just general performance, these teams are good teams. So I'd expecting that we will be seeing more of them.
I definitely think we will be, as what tends to be is we get the return of a lot of the Elite Series teams at the end of the open bracket, but sometimes, you know, a little bit of chaos gets in the mix. A random New South Wales team with a bunch of pros on it wind up coming through. Look, we're going to be going to a break. When we come back, we will have our interview as well as our second match between Swinburne and Macquarie. Will Macquarie go undefeated and Swinburne do the unthinkable? Find out when we return. Welcome back, everybody. Game one in the books, and I wish I could say it was business as usual for the team that won QUT. I mean, it definitely was business as usual for the second half of the season. Joining us now, Ultraviolet. Congratulations on the win, but I gotta ask, where was this level of play at the first half of the season?
Honestly, it was rough at the first half. There was a couple of things that got in the way, but I think yeah, we picked it up afterwards at the second half because obviously me being the new player in the team, but built up the chemistry. But it's nice to have a 3-0 win today.
No, definitely. I think you guys, honestly, given the circumstances, you guys played pretty well. I have to ask, what was the kind of thoughts going into tonight? 'Cause Formal and I were talking about it before we came into the first series about how with playoffs not really on the line, maybe you'll see a bit of chaos, maybe it's different tactics from the teams. What was the kind of game plan going into tonight?
Tonight we would just say play solid, play safe, and just trying to like play some passes and find each other and just trust our comps and instincts. But I think we did pretty well in that series. Just got us to win, which was good.
You did.
I want to ask, like, is there something nice about beating your old team, even if Exile was the only one from the old team who showed up, or is it just another game, whatever? They're in the past now. I don't think about them.
Um, yeah, like it's kind of sad to see not ADOS playing. I really wanted a bit of competition, no offense, but yeah, I think in the past, ready for this new challenge with QUT, and ready to see what we can do for next semester as well.
What are your plans for next semester?
Um, we're gonna try and maybe play some threes together and just build up the chemistries, and because we definitely have the potential to get into top 4 into the playoffs. We just gotta work together, find what we're good at, and yeah.
All right. Last question might be slightly off topic, but I have to ask, and no one else is going to know what I'm talking about. But are you going to be running this Sunday in the QUT Classic?
Um, I'm not sure actually. I have no idea. There's been no communication with that at all. So
I'm going to take that as a no. Then that's okay. It's a fun run. That's all it is.
okay.
It's not. It is absolutely not Rocket League related.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah. On that note, I do think teams look to be starting to get ready on that one. So one last time, thank you for joining us. Last question before we send you on your way, though. Down to the Opens bracket. I imagine your expectations are to take home the Opens division and finish in first place down there.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely have that potential to win the Opens bracket. Definitely. I think there's a couple teams that in the open bracket that were pretty decent, which might be a bit of threatened, but I think we can still take it home.
Well, wish you luck and looking forward to possibly seeing you play in a best of 7 in the future.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
That
keen to see
was,
them.
yeah, I'm keen to see how they go as well. I'm curious to see what teams they're looking at as potential threats down in the Opens. It's always kind of fun to see who will break through. That said, who won't be down there in the Opens is the team about to play, looking for that undefeated season. It is, of course, Macquarie, the number 1 seeded team going into the playoffs in 2 weeks' time. And Morgie, they are very threatening to go undefeated.
Oh, absolutely. And undefeated for a good reason. They've been so dominant throughout this entire season, taking down some of our other top teams as well. Obviously, got the talent of Luna on that roster. Ray and Corp are fantastic players as well, bringing up the rest of that MQ side. On the other opposite end here on Swinburne, we've got Multishoe, Jonk, and Ibby. All 3 players we have seen throughout the season playing as well. But yeah, definitely a tricky one coming up against the first seed as 8th seed into this match tonight.
Yeah, it's really weird, and I'm actually kind of surprised that Swinburne has struggled as much as they have been, because I felt like their lineup had potential to be one of the stronger ones to be up there competing towards the latter half, but just things haven't really gone their way. And I don't know, McCoy has kind of overexceeded expectations. Maybe Swinburne is under exceeded. We'll see how they play out though in this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's hard to say Macquarie have overexceeded when they've got the roster that they do, but yeah, definitely agree on the Swinburne side. They have looked good in some series throughout the season, despite their positioning on the ladder at the moment. That's not to say they haven't had some close games, some close series throughout the season as well. So definitely had some bigger expectations for these guys, and you know, maybe there's just some growing pains. Maybe there's a little bit more to come from them if they are back in the season. But definitely a lot of potential on the roster, nonetheless.
Yeah, there definitely has been. I mean, both these teams, it felt like they saw the potential. And again, for Swinburne, this might be their last game of the season. They could do the craziest thing, right? The number 8 seed taking down the undefeated team. That would be a lot of fun and a lot of momentum down into the open bracket. But for Macquarie, no matter what, they are the number 1 seed. Even a loss here, that will not be taken away from them. So, look, Morgie, I'm not saying it's impossible. Crazier things have happened. Teams in this position tend to have a bit of fun with it. So we'll see what happens with Macquarie when they hit the field.
Definitely anything can happen. We've seen crazier things happen in general in Rocket League, so you never know. But in saying that, I would expect Macquarie to come out the dominant team here. Given some of the other teams they have taken down this season, I would think that Swinburne would struggle a little more.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Straight away, we already have a goal favoring the Macquarie side. 16 seconds in, and it was just Corp putting on not one, but 2 nice touches to give themselves the 1-point lead.
Nice little carry into that net. Puts 1 goal on the board. Nice and early here from Macquarie. Going back to kickoff. Luna does win that kickoff, but it does go to, I'm going to say that's Ivy. It has to be Ivy. Process of elimination. The dot dots as the name tag always gets me a little bit. But no, that is Ivy. Ball has gone loose again. Corp is going to center it off that side wall. Maybe a shot to Luna there, but does get blocked.
And it is going to be a little bit of a look right now coming from our blue side as they get closer to the backboard. Maybe Swinburne can find something here. Jonk just loses out to Corp, who goes over the top, but not 1 but 2. Post down, Moldy Shoes behind it. Still an opening maybe for Ray. Forces Jonk to dive back, trying to get it to the corner, and does.
Would have been an insane goal from Corp. Very, very close there. Doesn't sink it in the end, but just a good showing of how this match can go the later we get into it. Ray does get that save. Luna, low boost in the tank. Going to take this one himself. 1v1 against Ivy. Forces that 50 straight past Ivy. Dunks him. Puts that ball into net. Macquarie are up by 2.
Did Luna even lose momentum there? No. No, not at all. Just kept driving straight. Had that one read so perfectly. Again, it's just the improvement that we have seen from Lunar over the past year and a half has been phenomenal. Another case of it right there. 2-0 lead now for Macquarie.
Yeah, definitely a lot of great improvement from Luna, and very, very dominant player in this Uni League as well. As you can see, we can explain it better with gameplay than we can with our words at the moment. Luna pops it up to himself, goes for that reset. Great angle off the side of that net as well. Past the defender into net. Macquarie up by 3.
It looked so slow, but it was so controlled the entire way. Just great stuff from Lunar, who's going to go ahead and find a 3rd goal as well. Morgie, this is starting to be taken over by 1 player.
That's it. Make it 4 in total on the board for Macquarie, and another one on record for Luna. I think 3 shots, 3 goals. Wouldn't expect anything less from him.
We're only a minute and a half in. Like, we haven't even hit the 2-minute mark, and already our number 1 seed just kind of flexing why they are there. A lot of time left in this game. Maybe Moldy Shoe can start to lead something back underneath the follow-up. Not on target.
Ray is going to go for a solo here. Doesn't quite get the flick at the end there, and John is able to read that one. Nice block as well. Tries to challenge Ray. The 50 doesn't go the direction that he's wanting it to. demo on Eevee as well. Takes one defender out of net. A swing and a miss there from Luna, and not another one on the board just yet.
Still 4-0 lead. Still very, very much in control of the Macquarie side, even if they are not finding, you know, the 5th goal. Even if Corp is a little out of position. Jonk can't put the shot on target. Missed opportunity perhaps for RMIT as we continue on. Sorry, for Swinburne as we continue on.
Bit of an unforced error there in Macquarie's defense, kind of pulling out of rotation a little bit, but Swinburne not quick enough to capitalize on that opportunity to send it to Molishu. Gonna look for the center here. That redirect could have been a shot actually, but Ray makes it to the save.
Yeah, Zach shot from Jonk as well. Oh, no redirect from Moldy Shoe either. As we can see the pressure trying to stay on, it will be Ray looking to clear it out. Second touch as well from Ray, gets past the midfield line. Haven't seen a goal in a minute and a half, which is a bit unusual for, you know, what we established at the start, but that's okay. It's just Macquarie playing a more conservative game. They're not challenging too much, kind of one player forward sticking with the ball, and it's keeping them with a very nice lead.
Yeah, feeling like they're decently comfortable at the moment, not needing to overexert themselves in any way. Maybe that little error on rotation before kind of making them aware of the fact that they can stick still and they can use their lead if they're not careful. But at the moment, they are playing that conservative game, a little bit slower, a little bit less pace, but I don't think
No, they definitely are very cool, calm, and collected. We haven't seen much of anything realistically from the Swinburne side that tells me that they're going to be threatening a comeback. A couple chances for a goal really doesn't cut it. Moldy Shoe, though, is going to cut the defense, and, well, at least they get on the board.
I think Ray got the last touch on that one there as well. So technically counting this one as an own goal, had one in our first series as well. So that's one per series so far. I wonder if we can continue this pattern for the rest of the night.
There was a red trail. I don't know, because I feel like that one was going in regardless.
Yeah.
We can still call it an own goal. It's funny when you do it, but yeah. I mean, it's going to make this final minute maybe a little better for Swinburne if they can just get something, but instead we're going the other way. All right, 5-1 lead. Call it here. It's going to be Macquarie taking game one.
Wide open net here. Luna gets that pass off just before he gets demoed. Corp jumps to that ball, enough pace on it to send it back into net. No one making it back to that in time. Sorry,
I tried to mute and I missed. My apologies, everybody. Oh my gosh. I legit pulled it up, tried to mute, just clicked the screen and let the sneeze come. My bad. 46 is to go. Look, I'm allergic to blowouts, okay? They cause my allergies to flare up. Not very good, not good for the health. So I'm hoping going into the next game, A, I still have a job, and B, Swinburne starts to bring it back.
Oh no, I don't know. Maybe there might be a little more sneezing come the next couple of games, Formal. I don't think your allergies are going to disappear just yet if the games continue the way they're going at the moment. Or just, not looking like they're too challenged at the moment. There is goals coming off the back of their errors. Swinburne definitely trying to keep this one alive, but they're going to need to step it up next game if they want to stay in the series.
Yeah, yes, they are. We'll see if they bring it back. Macquarie, though, I didn't see anything from the Macquarie team that was telling me, okay, they're, try to be showy, flashy, show off. It was actually quite controlled from them. I mean, yes, was there some mechy plays and was Lunar kind of showing off a bit, particularly with that one really slow goal, I believe their second? Absolutely. But even despite that, the rotations were still clean. They weren't giving anything up for free. The one goal that Moldy Shoe got was a very awkward cut. It was a smart cut, and I like that Swinburne was able to pull it off, but realistically, I don't think that play has a high percentage of working. And I need to see more from Swinburne to convince me that they can get back in the series.
I think it's also a fact of matter of Macquarie's rotation on defense in that play as well, not quite being where the players needed to be to protect that net. Not the kind of mistake they're going to make twice, or definitely not the kind of mistake they're going to make when they're pressured, when the scoreline is close. I think they'll tighten up their defense and their rotations a lot more than they were that game in certain moments. So I think, I think it's just a having quite a goal buffer in that. Maybe we'll see a little bit more relaxed rotations in defense, but they'll definitely pick up their offense when they need to.
Yeah, I'd like to think so as well. Here we go, though. 5 minutes on the clock, game number 2. And we are just looking for any signs of life from the Swinburne side to see what they can bring. As Ray already cutting through underneath. I kind of wonder, Morgie, what do you think Lunar feels about their teammate rocking the ground zero skin instead of the power skin?
I thought you were just gonna leave it there. What do you think Luna feels? I was like,
Nobody knows. That is a mystery.
Wearing the ground zero decal. I mean, Luna does have the power decal on. For a second, I was like, oh, hang on, does Luna have the power decal on? He does. A little bit of healthy competition within the team is nice. Not that ground zero is in contention competition wise RLCS level at the moment. So I don't think Luna is too gutted about that one. Make it a Chiefs or a TSM skin, and then we'll probably be talking a little bit.
Well, first you need to have a Chiefs skin for them to make one, by the way, and that in itself is a bit of a travesty. How did TSM get the BkWhatOCE skin?
That's a good question, actually. Where's the Chiefs skin? Hang on.
Where's the wild card skin?
Where's the wild?
Where is the defense? No! This isn't. We're talking about RLCS too much, so they have to start missing open nets.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a pattern we were starting to see in RLCS, hoping that doesn't translate across to Uni League too much. Funny enough, haven't seen as many open nets as of yet.
It's happening. No one can score. Oh, Lunar is just rising everybody up to that RLCS level. Here comes Ray along the side, to the roof, down, teammate there, and it's saved. Good job by the defense.
Oh, it sounds like such a compliment initially when someone says to you you're playing like an RLCS player, but in this context, not the biggest compliment these players would be after.
Oh man, but we'll see what happens. Lunar, though, just attracting all of the defensive attention. Surely someone's gonna be able to break free right now. I mean, credit where it's due. Swinburne is staying in this game when by this point in game number 1, it felt out of reach. It's been a lot more chaotic in this second game. We love to see it. And we love to see Swinburne maybe starting to push in front of that midfield line. Ray slows it down. Moldy Shoe will take it away temporarily. We go corner to corner. Not quite post to post. Lunar, though, still stays with it. As they get the second touch across the midfield. A reset. A touch towards net. Caught by John.
Just over 2 minutes left on the clock here, and somehow Macquarie, they've been kept out of scoring as of yet, although a pass up to Luna on this backboard. Beautiful drop down. Caught with the follow-up. It doesn't sink. Does get 15 in front of net, but Ray is there to clean that one up. Macquarie, it's been 2 minutes full, but they're finally on the board.
That they are, and it was a beautiful 3-player play. Again, starting with Luna with the drop down. Corp, nice 50, followed by Ray to seal the deal. So 1-0 lead, exactly what Macquarie would be hoping for. And unfortunately for Swinburne, I mean, still being within 1, you'd have to believe maybe you got a chance. Oh, what a save by Jong.
Massive last split-second save on that one, keeping Macquarie out of scoring contention. Here comes Luna, goes for the reset, takes it out. Ibby does read that one well. Still a bit of offensive pressure from Macquarie at the moment. Nice block from Jong. I'm going to need to get this one out.
Yeah, that they do. It's going to be Lunar. Light touch. Moldy Shoes there, though. Has Jong up ahead. Ray does enough to intercept it. Lunar now passes it back to themselves to get that second more powerful touch across the car. And Corp doesn't do too much with it straight away. Ray backboard and no one for the shot straight up. 1 minute to go. Still a 1-goal game.
Just one in it is definitely keeping hopes alive for Swinburne right now. Just one mistake out of Macquarie and Swinburne can find an equalizer here. Macquarie have definitely tightened things up. Luna in this corner, just trying to get it out. Gets a nice flick there. Another second touch. Corp's going to take this one off him. Can he get the double? No, not quite. Still in Macquarie's possession though.
Yeah, and Moldy Shoe actually going straight to the net, forces Luna to burn all their boost. Maybe this gets set up this blue side. They need the equalizer, a demo, but it also forces them off the play. So it's Ray who comes up along the corner. First touch okay, second touch better by Junk. Warp goes up, centers it out. 18 seconds left, and the ball is still now finally going in favor of the Swinburne side.
You're gonna put this one on center. Moldy Shoe gets that read, gets the equalizing shot here. Hard to understand what quite happened. Corp just a little bit slow on that backboard. Didn't expect that pinch to go so quickly across net. But Swinburne, they've got the equalizer. 11 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, shot the gap, shot between two defenders, and in it goes. Very nicely done. That said, uh-oh. Lunar had a chance on the kickoff, but it's going the other way. Corp has to dive back to save the pressure. Could be coming from the blue side. Jonk wants to drop it down to a teammate. It's taken away by Lunar. Double commit on the shot. Lunar drops it down, and we go to overtime.
Last seed on the ladder. 8th seed taking our first seed, Macquarie, to OT. That in itself is quite the feat. Swinburne now seeking to take an entire game off them. If they can sink a goal, they've got to be careful though. Luna going for this double, gets 3 touches there. Going back down the other way, but Macquarie very careful on their rotations back to defense at the moment. Almost thought that was going to be a problem.
I mean, Ray almost just gave that ball up to the attacking side as well. Very fortunate for Macquarie. That's not to be the case. Jonk loses out on the 50 to Lunar, who will collect some boost. Now here comes the barcode, who can only go so far with it through that side wall, finds Corp. Up over to Ray, they're not connecting, back underneath. Jonk does what they can. This overtime so far has been very RMIT favored.
Very, very Swinburne favored indeed down this end at the
Swinburne,
moment.
sorry.
No, you're all good.
I keep getting them confused. It's just they're... I don't know why. It's not fair to RMIT. Ray puts the shot on, not in.
You're just keen to see some RMIT gameplay. That's what I'm hearing from you.
It must be. But no, Swinburne. Obviously, Swinburne.
All is caught in the center again. Maybe a shot here from Moldy Shoe. He goes high. Luna just makes it to that corner for the save. It was looking like that was going to be it. That Swinburne were going to take this game. But Luna, with the last second save, has gone back down the other way. I think you're right though, Formula. It is looking very Swinburne dominant at the moment.
It really is. Swinburne's been playing phenomenally, and now they have a chance. Moldy Shoe had cheated forward. Couldn't get the corner touch. Ray slows it down. Lunar's going to be the one who they try to rely on, but Lunar lets it get behind them. This is dangerous. Where's the shot? Both other attackers were behind the midfield line. They weren't risking it, and in overtime, I'm sorry, you got to be willing to take some risks.
Yeah, definitely need to push up a little bit further because the opportunity was there. The shot was not though. Ray does get this back down to center. We're going to see Corporate follow up. Both low boost at the moment. Corporate wants that center boost pad, but can't make it there in time. We're going back down the other way again. Oh, it's getting close.
It's getting very, very close. Back and forth we go. Lunar now across midfield. Corp wants to play off the wall. Lunar will catch it first, and they try to make it happen. Junk gets in the way. Shu puts the ball in a safe place. Lunar now lands, but has to rotate back for boost, as does Ray. Lunar tight cut. 0 in the tank. Still gets into the backboard now. Has to try and play shadow defense. Can't quite do it. And it will be a situation where maybe, just maybe, can Swinburne do a little bit of the unthinkable and take this game?
Would be quite a feat for them, would be quite the shocker as well if they do manage to do so, but Rory giving us a little reason to believe that that is possible at the moment. We go back down the way of Swinburne here, but again, it just seems like they really do have that deep rotation at the moment. They're not wanting to press up, they're not wanting to risk leaving defense open, and at the end of the day, they can't capitalize on their shots if they're that far back.
I'm just so surprised at how much Macquarie has been struggling to put this ball in. Credit to the defense from Swinburne as well, but keep in mind, they scored early in this game. Well, early reflectively. Kind of crazy. We've gone over 5 minutes since a Macquarie goal.
It's in 3 minutes 45 of overtime on this clock so far, and the clock just keeps going up at the moment, keeps continuing into this overtime play. And Shu trying to get this ball out, a little bit awkward there. Jonk was ready to support him. I think you really are right, kind of putting the nail on the head there with that one. Swinburne's defense is just, they're playing out of their minds at the moment to keep this ball out, and Macquarie just can't do anything about it.
No, they just can't seem unable to get that goal. Now Jonk wants to come up around the corner, a chance maybe, or the Swinburne side to put the goal on themselves. That's a good setup, but Corp will deny before Jonk can get to the play. Corp following it all the way up to the corner as well. Down it falls. Lunar doesn't get to the ball in time, and again we play on.
Nice flick here from Ray though. Jonk awkward in this corner, no boost. Ray's going to keep pressuring this one, but if he does get it out, Luna now with time and space on the ball, gets bumped though, can't go for the follow-up. Jonk with the clear, Luna going for another shot, sends it wide though.
Yeah, sets it high, sends it wide still. It's Macquarie trying to find something. Moldy Shoe wins the 50, so Lunar will have to try to do something from behind the midfield line. At least initially, they're already in the corner. They're already looking to set up Corp, who loses the 50 again, this time in a Moldy Shoe. So every 50 won by Swinburne is just extending this game. Here comes Lunar, reset, no, it's underneath, maybe. Tries to pinch it off Ray, who wasn't ready. Now Corp, stuck in an awkward spot, still finds the save.
Almost turned a little bit too early on that one, but lucky Swinburne didn't have the pace there. Ball is in front of net. Ray gets the clear to the corner. Somehow this OT does continue. Or just trying to get it out of their own half at the moment. If he does keep that possession, it's looking dicey if he gets the centered ball, but Moldy Shoe not close enough to take the shot.
And a reminder, this is our 8th seeded team versus our top seeded team, and we're nearly at a 6-minute overtime. And dare I say, there are moments where the 8th seeded team looks stronger. Swinburne, they have been doing a fantastic job. They just can't put this one away. Here comes Lunar with space. This could be very dangerous. One reset, backward, bumped by Jonk, underneath, no shot.
The bump taking Lunar out of the play was smart there. I don't know if it was intentional or not. I want to say that it was, but that's exactly what Swinburne needed to do to keep him away from that net. He's going for it again. There's a save from Jonk. Another shot as well. Moldy Shoe gets the second save. This is insane defense from Swinburne right now, Paul.
They just can't get it past them. Finally, it's a shot on target, but again, Moldy Shoe is there for the save. And now, back the other way. Corp slows it down. Ray clears it to safety.
Oh, Ivy was there as well, but just the same problem that Swinburne have been having on offense is that second man being way too pressed back in defense, way too deep to be able to take that shot. We're approaching the 7-minute mark for OT, a 12-minute game formal. Not what I expected here.
No, this is absolutely insane. And again, like, it feels like Swinburne has been more threatening at several moments. Now Lunar with a chance over the middle, has a teammate in Ray. It's all up to Corp, but he has to rotate back.
No,
not like this. Not like this. A 7-minute overtime, and it ends with an own goal.
No. I don't have words. How?
I guess it's a go next angle if you're Macquarie. I am. Look. This is why you play the game. This is why we played these through. That was I am speechless. Wow.
20 shots out of Macquarie to 10 shots out of Swinburne.
You know what? No. 21 shots out of Macquarie.
For my immediate response to that was, did I not do the math? Can I not add 7 and 7 and 6? Excuse me? No, okay.
It happens sometimes. It happens. I mean, that was one of the overtimes of all time for sure. On to game 3. We're tied. Swinburne can still do the funniest thing.
Wouldn't that be wild? Wouldn't that be absolutely insane? Ask me at the start of this series and I would have been like, you're crazy. Ask me now. I don't know what to think. 7 minutes of OT and we end on an own goal from Macquarie for this game score to be 2-1.
We said at the start of the broadcast, this is a chill night. We're just relaxing, kicking it back, having a good time. Nothing being taken too seriously. Moldy Shoe almost finds Emmy, but they don't really connect for the shot, and that's okay.
That's okay. That's okay. Everything's okay. No panic stations just yet. Ray, a nice little snipe from the side of the field here. Puts that one in net. Macquarie up platform.
1-0 lead. Very well done to the Macquarie side to get themselves back in the lead. Although, I'd be remiss not to remind everybody it was a 1-0 lead last game, and it went against them. And no, there's always that part of me, Morgie, that has to remember the Lunar curse that I have, where whenever I predict Lunar to win, he loses. Whenever I predict him to lose, he wins. This time though, feeling pretty good now. A second goal for the Macquarie side.
Feeling a little more like our first game here. All 3 players from Macquarie jumping for that ball. All 3 players hungry to put that one on the scoreboard. Does go Luna's way. We're going to kick off just over a minute gone. Macquarie already 2 goals on the board.
Already 2 goals up, and this is looking a lot better for the Macquarie team. I think this is a bit more of what we were expecting from them. That 7-minute overtime, maybe a little bit of a wake-up call.
Luna looking to center this one again, does get the reset, going for a double reset maybe. Oh, the flick as well, throw that all in the mix. Doesn't end up being the goal though. Going to take this possession, gets the reset, kind of jumps off the ball. Jonk's going to try and keep his ball in Swinburne's half, maybe take a shot, goes a little high there if he was there for Reed, but not the pass that was needed.
No, and unfortunately it's going to now possibly cost them, as it does look like Macquarie wants to get themselves set up. Good second touch from Jonk, but it's not good enough to get past Corp. That's where Moldy Shoe forced to press, can't get it around Lunar, and it still feels like Macquarie's in control. Bumps though on Lunar, slows down the play, and with a deep clear, maybe Swinburne could get something, a miss from Corp, but no one's in position for the shot.
Half a game still on the board here. Was looking a little dicey there, but Moldy Shoe does get the clear. Ray taking it back down the other way. Almost looked like we were going to have another own goal on the board, but the control is there. The read of the board is there as well. Luna gets a nice 50 on Moldy Shoe, sends that ball still up Macquarie's way in offense at the moment, although Corp pinch there, not enough to get the ball centered. It's looking like we're picking up pace a little bit though for all, which is always exciting to see.
Yeah, this is, I think, a faster pace though is only going to benefit Macquarie moving forwards right now. Still 2 minutes to go in this game, 2-goal lead. Ray lets this one ride as we see a double commit from Macquarie. Down to Ray, and oh, good save from Evie.
Definitely a nice clean save. There wasn't an easy save either, so credit to Evie on that one. Corp with a little bit of control here. Jonk trying to get in the way a little bit. A nice bounce down from Luna as well. Ball is in front of net at the moment. Corp just makes it back.
See where Corp can go. It's a nice flick up and around into the corner. Ball up for grabs. Here comes Lunar. And there goes Lunar. Nowhere near the ball. A little bit unfortunate. Pass across Shoe. Whoa, that's the first time we've seen a good pass play like that actually from the Swinburne side. It won't work out though. Still a minute 20 left.
Yeah, definitely good to see a bit of a sign of life in their passing at the moment. And almost another opportunity there. Moldy Shoe takes the shot, but he does get the save. Now looking for a centered ball, gets the flick. Jong takes a shot as well, maybe a little bit too high up that field, gives Lunar enough time to make it.
We go to the opposite corner, will be Ray underneath. One dribble's okay, but Moldy Shoe still's gonna run disruption. Here comes Jong. And here goes Jong to the net, saved on the line by Corp. That sets up Evie, who posts it.
Moldy Shoe taking a shot here as well. Ball has bounced down, maybe an opportunity for Swinburne's offense, but not able to make that read. Sends the ball wide here. Ray's gonna go for the follow-up. Multi-shoe outpaces him though. Ball's gone back down the other way. Jonk with a massive clear, although it seems that Macquarie's midfield presence is a lot better this game. They're getting a lot of blocks, a lot of clears, a lot of 50s. Keep this ball away from them.
Yeah, that they are, and that's some pretty good stuff for the team in blue. Corp now into the corner, wants to set up Lunar, but can't get past Moldy Shoe. Maybe it's Ray. No, it's not. Corp has to start rotating back. Here comes Ebby, 4 seconds left. They're not going to get the goal. They're not going to get the game. A 2-1 series lead now for Macquarie.
The ball is going to drop down, I'm sure, very shortly. Macquarie keeping it alive for now. Maybe wanting one more goal on the board here. He gets a touch, goes for that double. Can he get it? No. A nice save out of Swinburne's defense. One more goal off the board, but ultimately the game has gone the way of Macquarie, and they're leading this series 2-1.
2-1 and 1 away. And again, that game felt a lot more like game number 1, which was the normal game of the 3 that we've seen so far. Still, Swinburne, I mean, if that defense that we saw in that overtime, in that game 2, comes back again, we're in for a treat. They need it though, and I'm worried that maybe it was, you know, too much of a good thing for too long, and Macquarie has them now figured out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was a good game for Swinburne, and it's a little disappointing that we didn't see that kind of presence from them in the game we just had just then. Already, Macquarie have seemed to bring it back a little bit, but maybe there's still opportunity for Swinburne going into this next game. Maybe if they can read Macquarie as well as they were in that second game, who knows, maybe we'll have a game 5 on our hands.
I mean, that's what we're hoping to see as we get ready to go back onto the pitch. It is now back against the wall for Swinburne. Can they bring it back? Macquarie, this is their chance to go undefeated on the season.
That's it. I'm sure they want to end the season with a bang and not have a loss here. It was almost looking a bit dicey there. I thought we were going to have a Swinburne goal to start off this game, but nonetheless, just saved on the goal line. Macquarie looking for a goal of their own now. Ray does get the center. No teammate there for the shot.
No teammate for the shot on that occasion, but it's all good because Lunar might have something back the other side off the post. Not quite in. As we see another shot put on. Oh, crossbar down, not through. Ray to Lunar. Oh, fakes the touch. Lets it roll to Corp instead. I'm a little bit surprised by that. Now Corp wants to go back to Lunar, but they can't put it through.
Ray is going to take this one all the way back. Make sure he has enough time to grab that boost pad. Taking across the face of the net, though, is a little risky. But trusted in his teammates on that one. Whoa. Swinburne, they've got the first goal of this game here. They're going to want to hang on to this lead. Ibby, great read there. Corp jumping off that corner. Not enough pace, not enough momentum for the save.
What a sophisticated shot from Evie on that one. Not your, straight shot in. Actually gets underneath the ball to drive it upwards with that bit more power through the flick. Perfectly placed. Not something that we've seen from Evie so far in this series. Really well done. And those are the type of moments, again, Swinburne needs to find if they're going to take this series down.
And that's it. Swinburne looking good at the moment. A nice attempt there from Moldy Shoe, but defense picks up on that read. He'll be doing a great job of keeping this ball in the midfield, but comes over the top with that dunk. Jonk gets a massive clear as well. I think it's just on target for that net. It sinks Luna. Not enough speed, not enough boost in the tank to make it back for that save, and Swinburne are up by 2.
What is happening, Morgie? Why is Swinburne starting to play like this, back against the wall, mathematically eliminated from the Elite Series finals against the #1 seeded team, and now they are playing like the best team? They are starting to hit everything. A 2-goal lead. Granted, 2 points is a lot of time to hold back this Macquarie side, but I don't know. This is some crazy stuff right now. Reset for Corp, and it should go straight into Ebby.
Shoe on the wall now with this ball. Gets a nice flick there, a nice little touch, but not enough to clear it for his teammates. Maybe with the center, goes for the follow-up. Was almost looking like that one would be a little dangerous for Swinburne. But no goal just yet. The ball's gone on the side again. Jonk's looking for that center. It's not on target for Netflix.
On target for net, and Moldy shoots gonna clear it all the way back the other way. Ray makes the first touch. Can't make a play around the second. It will go back down to the midfield. Ebby puts it up. Here comes Moldy Shoe underneath, denied by Corp. Halfway through this game, we're still looking to see McQuarrie's first here in game number 4. It could come from Ray. A little bit of a solo dribble bump. Nope, Jonk clears it out.
Oh, the air dribble bump was close, but very, very well read by Jonk on that occasion. Ball is in the corner now. Macquarie starting to feel the pressure a little bit, realizing that they need to do something quick smart. Ray's gonna go for the shot.
Oh!
Moldy Shoe gets the squishy save. Hang on a sec, Formal. We do have a series on our hands.
We really do. That was a great save from Moldy Shoe. Lunar as well, kind of a bit of a swing and a miss on the follow-up, and that gets the ball back to the middle of the field, where maybe Swinburne could get a bit more attack on their side as well. 2 minutes to go, and I'm just not seeing it right now. Again, we needed more Game 2 magic. We're getting it, Morgie. That defense is back.
Absolutely. Swinburne playing out of their minds right now to keep Macquarie out of scoring in this match. You can't stop Luna though. You really just can't stop Luna sometimes.
Now Lunar just too good in that situation right there. What a double. I mean, it looked like they messed up the flick, but we're still able to recover in time to find that one through. Back within one, a minute and a half to go. I mean, Macquarie's not done yet. That is for certain.
No, definitely gonna come back swinging very hard at the moment. Luna does get the first touch, brings that ball upfield for Macquarie. Jonko taking this back down the other way. No Bruce left in the tank for the follow-up. Almost gets a shot off there. Defense was scrambled, but no shot for Swinburne.
Yeah, instead the pressure's going to come back to the other side. Lunar tries to slow it down off the roof. They can't stay with it. Ebby to midfield, cut off by Ray. Corp may have been a little bit out of position as well for that. It looks like a near double commit, but now here comes the attack. Oh, pass down to Lunar, and we're tied.
Classic Rocket League here with this pass from Corp. Gets the drop down to Luna as well. Corp does follow that a little bit. That second touch probably giving the ball enough time to make its way across to Luna. Sends that ball into net. Now we have a tied game for a minute left on the clock. Still plenty of time before we go to another 7.5.
That said, I do feel like the next goal probably takes this game, and that could put Macquarie through. 48 seconds. Ray gets beat. Moldy Shoe up along the outside. Corp across. Oh, it's a shot from Jonk, and it's in!
Luna going for the squishy save on that one. Looks like he thought the shot was going to go high. The ball drops down low from Jonko. Sorry, not the squishy save. He came across the base of that net. Either way, probably expected that ball to go high. It dropped low. It was perfectly positioned from Swinburne and then held the lead again.
Yeah, this is crazy. Pressure back on the Macquarie side. 35 seconds to put one away and avoid Champions Field. It's Lunar all the way backward. Ray commit with him. There's no one to clean it up. Corp has to race back, but could be under pressure from behind. Jonk touches it down. Here comes Moldy Shoe. That's time off the clock. 20 seconds. Macquarie is running out of opportunities.
Although we have gone back down their direction. Ball's in front of net as well. Ray just needs to take a shot. Passes it to Luna. Can't put it on target with that defensive pressure. We're running out of time. 4 seconds left on this clock. Luna needs to go the full field. Gets blocked by Moldy Shoe. Ray's going to keep it up now though. Corp fighting for this one. We're going to see a shot from Luna.
No!
Sinks it. Formal, are you ready for another OT?
I thought Corp was losing it there. I feel like they let that one fall and don't challenge. Maybe it hits the ground. Either way, yeah, we're going back to OT. Hopefully less than 7 minutes, or hey, maybe even more. We can be super lucky. Here we go, though. A chance to end it off the kickoff, and Ray puts it wide.
Also a chance to go to game 5 if Swinburne can get this golden goal here, but Macquarie probably going to want to end this one early. Going to want to take it in 4. Luna gets a nice little pop up towards net, but it's not on target. A shot now from Ibby, but defense able to clear it.
Yeah, defense clears it momentarily, still off the top. Able to get too much there will be Ray. Doesn't go too far, at least not start Ray. Corp, light touch to the middle of the field. As we see the barcode. That's Ebby. Bring it back to the other side, a chance, maybe. Not yet. Very, very slower start to this OT. I can imagine a fair bit on the line for the series. Nobody wants to overextend and get caught out.
No, definitely not wanting to play a little bit cautiously here, a little bit passive if needed. This ball's in front of Macquarie's net at the moment. Ray doesn't get into too much better of a position. Very challenged. Swinburne on the follow-up. We get another clear back down the other one.
Yep, end we go. Moldy Shoe. Up to Ray. Oh, a pass across. It's Lunar. Backboard. Do we have a shot? Yes, we do. But Moldy Shoe still again has that red. Now here comes Lunar. Dribble shot. Can't get it past. Defense continues to hold. Jonk to the midfield line. Gets around one, but not the second or third. It's Corp now bringing it back up. Doesn't get the dunk.
He's going to go for a shot here. Corp. Oh, no. Almost looked like it was going in without that follow-up from Corp. Obviously went for a redirect, but did that ball. We get it loose into center again. Luna passes it back, maybe a little bit too far in front of Ray. He's going to go back down that full length of the field. Centers it again. Luna with a shot on target. Holy shoot, save.
Here comes a double commit, but it's Lunar who gets there and finishes. A stylish goal to put this series away. Macquarie survives Swinburne.
Luna, beautiful double there. Ball touches that top corner. Water falls down, and it's an easy follow-up. It's the top left corner of that net. Luna secures that goal. Macquarie secure the series.
And with that, Macquarie, you know, they're going to be feeling pretty good, I think, about themselves. They survived this one, or maybe not, actually. Maybe they're going to be feeling a little bit disjointed that they even dropped that 7-minute overtime to begin with. Either way, though, they get that much-needed win.
Definitely probably not what they expected going into the series with Swinburne being so far down the ladder, but it really goes to show how each match is important, how any of these teams, you know, these teams are all talented and any of these teams can really take these series, but Macquarie just looking too strong at the end of the day.
Yep, and they do finish with a perfect record. So congratulations to Macquarie, 7-0, a feat rarely done here in the Elite Series. But for us, we've got to continue, and we got a big match coming up. It's a match to determine who is going to be potentially our number 2 and number 4 seed. It cuts our scenarios in half, Morgie. When we come back, it's going to be UON taking on the University of New South Wales. We are back, everybody, after a very intense series, surprisingly so, some might say, but in the end, Macquarie got it done. So we're going to have a word with, well, the man himself, Lunar, now joining us as I'm going to try and squeeze down here with this camera that BK gave me, my goodness. There we go. I don't need to be in front of the camera. Hey, Lunar, how you going, by the way? Congrats on your win.
Hey, I'm going good. How are you going, Formal?
Well, we're doing pretty right. Thank you for asking. You're the first person to ask that, okay? And I appreciate that. Nobody else here did.
No, that's right. How you doing, Morgie? You doing well as well?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I am enjoying the chaos that was last series. Always a bit of fun.
Hey, that series is good though. Like honestly, the other team put up a bit of a fight. I didn't expect them to put up that kind of a fight, especially the OT. The OT was intense.
Yeah, what happened during that? What was the kind of how was the situation sitting with you guys during the 7.5-minute OT?
Well, we started game one with like, sorry, got a text. We started game one like we were destroying them game one, and then game two we kind of took it a bit easier, and then I don't know, they kind of picked it up and then went to overtime, and I think it was like a 7-minute overtime, but we're kind of just having fun because there's not that many more weeks left, right? I don't know how many more weeks was that. How many weeks are there left?
That was the last week of the season. So you have a week off, and then it's into the best of 7 playoffs. So you have gone undefeated throughout the seasonal play.
Do we get seed 1? Is that seed 1 guaranteed or what?
Yeah, you had seed 1 win or lose going into this match. You had already secured it last week.
Yeah, I think we knew that. We knew that. That's why we're taking a bit chill. We gave them that win as well. That's fine. Gave them that 1-game win.
I mean, well, you're allowed to not know that. You weren't there last week. You did have that sub playing for you guys. I assumed you were scrimming and like training with power during that week, but then I saw you in the chat. What was going on? What was last week?
Yeah, no, we don't do that. We don't do the scrims. No, we'll just we're chilling. I was out drinking. I was gonna go out today as well. I think I'm probably gonna go out after this anyways as well. But we're just chilling. I joined the call halfway through because they like lost game 1. I think my team lost game 1. I was like, what the fuck? Sorry, can I swear on here? Sorry, my bad.
Probably not. No, probably not. No.
Sorry, my bad. Shit, my bad. My bad. Oh fuck.
Right.
Look. No, look. Anyways, I joined game 2 and I was like, come on, guys. Like, you need to pick it up a little bit. And then
No,
they did.
They mentioned that. They told us last week. They said you're out at the pub, and then joined them for a bit of a pep talk after the first game. Gave them a little bit of inspiration.
Yeah, no. I came in, put my camera on, showed them what was going on and what they could be doing if they won quickly, and wrapped it up, and I think they did wrap it up pretty swiftly after that as well.
Did the trick.
So look, I have to ask because we haven't been able to do any RLCS interviews. More reason why the AEL production sometimes is more often than not a little bit better. But I want to go back to the weekend and what happened with you guys. Big run, made it to the finals, almost took down wild card. How motivating is that for you, both then to carry it over to this event and other events that right now you could be the best in the country?
No, it feels good, like honestly, because there's not much pressure on us for like someone like me who barely doesn't play the game as much as all these other pros that we're beating. Feels good, and like it's just good motivation because if we make this major, I think guarantees us worlds, guarantees us esports World Cup as well. Me making one my first land could also mean 2 other lands at the same time, which is kind of good.
And you're not going to let that pressure get to you? What am I saying?
No,
it's Lunar.
For me, there's
Nothing
no pressure.
gets to you, man.
Yeah. There's no pressure for me, honestly, because I just play this game for fun. It's like a side job for me. I don't really treat it as like my main thing. I don't sit on my PC all day. It's not really anything I do. So it's more just for fun and kind of get on, play. We win, get some money, get out of here.
All right. One more thing, though, and you can say no to this, but if you do make the major and worlds and all of these LAN events, does that mean we go for at least another year without another OC retirement? Are we sticking with Rocket League then, like for the near future? We're just going to keep getting big results.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Even if I make major,
I just want a year with no OC retirements. I think you could do it, man, because you have been playing phenomenally.
No, thank you. We'll see what happens. We'll see where the wave takes us.
All right. Well, thank you very, very much. Look, I think our producer probably was calling for the end of this interview a while ago, but I didn't want you to go to waste just yet. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck. And well, yeah, good luck for all your future games coming up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Luna.
So that was Lunar, and hopefully not the last time we speak with him, but we'll see where the winds may take us and the waves may take us, as he would say, Morky.
Definitely excited for more Lunar interviews coming up. And I was going to say if Macquarie can keep winning, but I wouldn't be hugely shocked if they do. So I'm sure that's not the last we've seen of Luna just yet.
On the field, for sure. I definitely think we'll be seeing more of him as well. But you know who else we're going to be seeing more of?
Who?
Our sponsors, our beautiful sponsors, AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and select ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie mee goreng will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au. And
Yum.
you know what? Exactly, yum.
Yum.
Big yums.
Yum.
Big yums. Let's get ready for this next match, Morgie. This is the important match. We can't get sidetracked now with beautiful monitors showing us the finest Indomie noodles. Now we got to look ahead to the match down below. New South Wales, UON, two teams each going to the playoffs. A potential semi-final preview, maybe a grand final preview. We'll see how it plays out. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, definitely an interesting one to see, particularly with the seeding at the moment. UON sitting as our second seed on the ladder, and somehow miraculously UNSW have dropped down to 4th seed. They've had 2 losses this season after being our undefeated champs last season, our Macquarie of last season, really. So that was a bit of a surprise, but we do have the full roster coming out of UNSW tonight in Zenulus, Steve, and Tardigade facing off against UON's Bud, Eminence, and Ascent.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle, I feel like, for UON. But hey, you know what? There's a world where this could be a semi-final preview as well. If UON wins and then RMIT loses against UTS in the next match, these two teams will be playing again in 2 weeks' time. But more likely than not, it is the winner of this game going into the 2nd and 3rd seeded match, with the loser going up against Macquarie. And that is a fate. Nobody wants to go up against the team atop that ladder, right? Nobody wants to go up against the #1 seed right now. So this is a very important match for both these teams.
I mean, in saying that, our 8th seed just took a game off them and almost looked like they were going to challenge them for the series as well. So I don't know what to think anymore. Formal. It's really hard to judge at the moment. I don't know what to say.
Well, what I'm thinking is, okay, let's step back to that interview right now. First of all, Lunar is talking about going to the Worlds, potentially going to Saudi for the Gamers World Cup. It's losing 7-minute overtime against the #8 seed. I don't know. I don't know where Macquarie sits. I don't know where Power sits. I'm excited to see what they can do. But point I'm trying to make is, you're right. Anything can happen. I still don't want to go up against that team. It feels like nothing phases that guy. So you're just better off winning this match.
No, definitely. I think that they were probably taking it fairly easy, that series, in comparison to, I mean, maybe Luna would be like 1% more intense during an RLCS match. I know he's chill. I think he'd step it up just the tiniest little notch. It'd be hard to read. But I think that we just have a very chill Luna in University League.
I think his oops moment in that interview was the most stressed he's ever been. Like, unironically, that's kind of how it came across.
That's the most stressed BK's ever been in one of these broadcasts.
Let's get ready to go, though. Game #1 underway. On the blue side is UON. In red, it is the University of New South Wales. This is potentially for the #2 seed, but more importantly, this is to for sure avoid the #1 seed Macquarie, have the easier semifinal matchup. That's what these teams are playing for, and we'll see which way it goes.
Absolutely, almost as important than when playoffs themselves are actually on the line is the outcome of this. No one wants to end up 4th seed. UNSW definitely don't want to. It's almost a death sentence at this point, coming up against Quarry. So a lot on the line in this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like, you know, you want to be on the other half of the bracket where wildcard isn't. Macquarie, wildcard, pretty much the same thing. Steve, first goal.
Yeah, open net there for Steve. Not one that we're going to see him miss too often. Zen gets that touch, sends it to the backboard. Waterfall's down. Bud maybe expects a bounce there. Instead, the ball rolls along that wall, along that curve of the wall, onto the floor, and Steve has no.
Yeah, really nicely done, and it's just, you know, not long, 44 seconds in. There's been so many goals tonight within the first minute of play.
Uh-oh.
That was a blue trail, Morgie.
What did I tell you for?
Pretty sure
one per
that
series
was
at least.
Oh,
Oh, that was
the
a
demo. And then
No.
puts it in.
No, I mean the demo was there. That I liked the first half of the play. I think the first half of the play, tactical, beautiful, exactly what we want. The second and a half, a little bit questionable.
You know what wasn't questionable was how nice this double touch was from Tadagane. Going right through. Bang! In it goes. 3 goals less than a minute in.
Well, speaking of Tadagane, I know you brought this up last week. I think Tadagane's comes after you were listening to some gameplay, I think Timmy's gameplay, maybe during our LCS. I have to say, I saw Timmy live the other night, and I was like, I need to hear this for myself. And you're absolutely right. Tadagane's comms are so on point. They're not the fastest comms I've ever heard. He's not like talking over people. He's the perfect amount of intensity, perfect amount of info given to his teammates, and I think that plays off in University League as well.
I definitely would. Bud, meanwhile, showing, hey, Tadagane's not the only one who can pull off a double. I'll find one too, get on the board, and now I have to ask, which double was nicer? Which one was the better double touch?
Oh, I have to give it to Tadagane. It's just given the distance he was away from that wall on the first touch, follow it up, perfect amount of pace on it as well. So that was a very nice one.
It was a very, very nice one. Now down pressure on the goal line, but it's not going to fall in. Not just yet. Tadagane throwing it straight to that midfield line. Here comes Ascent into Zen. Steve off the roof. Does he have something down below? First touch was okay. Bud still gets in the way. As we go quarter to corner, Ascent down to Eminence. Looks like play is finally settled. All it took was 4 quick goals.
Maybe make it 5. Oh, Zen almost. Oh no! Not out with the follow-up as well. Can't sink that one into net. It looked like that was going to be another one on the board for New South Wales, but UON stayed alive.
As I said, now it's calm. There's nothing chaotic happening. Another double touch attempt. This time it is going to be safe. Tadagane is going to be forced to rotate back. Bud wants to stay behind it, going corner to corner. And it runs into Zen. Play gets slowed down. Ascent across Eminence, too far forward.
Steve getting this one into the corner. There is a centered ball, but no one there for the follow-up. Both Tada and Zen being a little bit cautious on that one, a little bit passive in their play at the moment. Steve does get a touch. Zen's already jumped. Can he get the shot off? No, not just yet.
So we're going, you know, side to side off the backboard. Eminence to Bud. Tadagane gets behind. And that could set up Steve, who's just going to escort it through a 4-1 lead.
It into that bottom right corner of the net there. Great pass from Tata as well. Great speed on that one without any boost in the tank. Steve just beats Ascent there, racing back to that goal to try and make the save, but UNSW put another one on the board.
With the 4-1 lead, you'd have to think they're feeling pretty good about their chances right now. Tadagane off the roof, just puts the shot on. 5-1 lead.
This is the kind of UNSW we have been missing in those weeks where they have faltered a little bit. Tata off that route, into the left-hand side of that net. And UNSW looking a lot better, a lot more on form than they have been in previous weeks.
Yeah, that they are. I mean, it is the team's full lineup, and I think they realize, hold on, we don't really want to play Macquarie in the semifinals. We want to have our easiest trip to the finals as possible, so it feels like they've come out with a little bit more to prove so far. Bud, though, gets another nice rebounded touch. They're second of the game.
Bud has been playing phenomenally lately as an offensive player here. That was a great touch to send that ball into net. Both goals at the moment from UON have been credited to Bud as well. 100% shooting percentage at the moment. 2 shots, 2 goals.
Well, unfortunately, that 100% goes away off the kickoff. Now it's 3 shots, 2 goals. And with a minute and a half remaining, really would have liked to put that one through. Still, nice aggressive attack coming back the other side off the post, but Zen is there, puts it high. Tadagane shuts it down before it goes too deep. Bud has to play their own backboard, and this is looking better and better for the New South Wales team.
Definitely looking a lot more solid at the moment. So we have open net potentially. Bud does jump and make it to that save. Still, UNSW's defense at the moment, UNSW's offense is unrelenting. Well, and just trying to get it out.
And, well, they do. They get to the corner, but can they keep it there? Bud, awkward challenge against Zen. 53 seconds remaining. Game number 1. I'm feeling pretty confident right now, Morgie. It's going to go in favor of the New South Wales side unless something crazy happens on this attack. It does not. Steve clears it away.
Going for a double of his own as well, but Eminence, great read defensively on that one to prevent Steve from that opportunity. But a nice little redirect there to get that centered, although Bud is there for the read. Shot opportunity now. Maybe Eminence gets the kill.
Eminence is able to keep it up temporarily. Tadagane now from behind has Zen just going forward. Can he drop it down to Zen? No, not quite. It goes over to Steve instead, and they get their 6th.
Good team play here from UNSW. Reading this one in the air. Steve drops down from that sidewall, almost out of nowhere. Comes into that play, dodges around, gets that touch on the ball as well, puts it in net. 15 seconds left on the clock, not enough for UON to come back in this one, so it is going to be UNSW's game. Maybe another shot might be put on the board though.
Yeah, I mean, they'll put a shot on. I don't know if they'll get the goal. Defense looks like it has established itself. Steve even faking out attackers by not hitting the ball. Tadagane, can't get it around a cent, but with the ball stays on the ground, New South Wales 1 game closer to avoiding that 4th seed.
Absolutely, and playing super well at the moment, looking like they may take this series as a sweep if they can keep it up against UON, although UON, quite the fighters themselves, but Bud doing really well to put a couple of goals on the board for their side. So I think Ascent needing to see a little bit more out of Ascent and Eminence at the moment. If they can step up to the plate, I think we'll have a good chance.
That said, though, it's so tough to step up. Tadagane, Stevens, and all of them felt like they were winning every single 50, every single challenge in the middle of the field. New South Wales was the faster, more aggressive team. It felt like throughout a lot of that. And I don't know. New South Wales was playing like the team we always kind of knew they were. They were defending like the New South Wales of last year. That almost went back-to-back. Or that did go back-to-back, I'm sorry. Yes, they didn't have Zen, but that's okay. Zen, now part of the lineup, was, not needing to be Macquarie Zen. Kind of more New South Wales Zen, which maybe was a little bit more of a role player, but still, you can be that when you have Steve and Tadagane popping off.
Oh, definitely. I want to say added a little bit more fire to the team in saying that, just given how mechanical Zen is. Definitely a dangerous third to add to this roster, paired up with Tadagane and Steve. So they're looking very solid right now. It makes me a little bit more certain about their chances in playoffs. As of recent, it's kind of been, it's all been eyes on Macquarie at the moment. Almost a goal on the board, but great save here.
Yeah, not done yet. Oh, Steve, if you let that go, it was going in. Steve tries to get the redirect, winds up posting it instead. A little bit awkward, but that's okay. It's still very much New South Wales dominant right now. Tadagane back, looking for somebody, looking for anybody, and it's Bud who finds it first.
Let's get the clear, then gets demoed off the back of it though. Still pressure on from UON at the moment. Eminence gets that dunk at the center. No one there to take the shot. A lot of 50s happening against UNSW at the moment, but Zen gets a booming clear out to that goal. I'll get the shot on target.
Tada was close, but not quite there. Sen tries to go back across the midfield line. Sen racing back, but it's cut off by Tada. Here we go, sidewall. Tada again, deep clear. Does that actually hit its mark? It got close. Zen doesn't get the free touch. Eminence denies, and It's starting to look like, you know, our last series, Morky, where the favorite comes in, looks dominant the first game, but then the second game, all of a sudden, that team that's, you know, maybe a little bit of the underdog starts stepping up. The defense starts holding them back, and we'll see where we go.
Great pass from Bud straight to Eminence there, takes the shot ball right as you said it. The underdog in this game is stepping up. Beautiful targeted pass there. Eminence on that sidewall reads that, recognizes that Tata is too close to him, can take that wide shot and puts the goal on the board for UON.
Yeah, kind of not surprised to see that come through. This is already UON looking a lot better in this second game. We'll see how well they can hold it as Bud takes the skies, has Steve and Zen underneath. Touch doesn't go their way. It's going to be Zen now back across Tadagane looking to race it. Steve tries to stay behind it as well. Tadagane goes for control, not power, then gets the reset, but Bud has him read like a book.
Does get 50 there. Ball's in front of net again for UNSW. They just need to take the shot, but not quite able to do so in that moment. Steve's getting it out, gets it around one. Demo's Bud as well. Tata just needs to get this ball away from their half. Zen is caught in net here, trying to avoid some dodges. Tata almost own goals that one as well. It's looking dicey for UNSW right now.
It's looking incredibly spooky for the University of New South Wales side. I mean, again, there's still a lot of time in this game, but they've just been struggling to get it out of their own back half. Here comes Zen off the roof, looking for Tadagane. Down, second touch. It's just straight on target. Great save by Eminence.
It was almost looking like we would have an equalizer there, but not just yet. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock. Still half a game left. He's going back now. Zen has some time and space. He's going to get challenged though. Bud now on his own in defense has to challenge Steve. Does get the 50. Clears it away for now. Zen's there in center. Not enough boost to take the shot though.
Sent will get behind it and stay behind it. Up to the roof we go, trying to stay on the play. Corner to corner, Zen underneath, light touch, but it's an awkward one. Tadagane gets what he can, and now this just needs to be on target. Zen looking for the double, crosses up the defender to find it. Tie ball game.
Lots and lots of doubles happening this game. This time it's Zen's turn. It's a nice double there. Great angle from the top of that net to sink that ball down the very bottom, and we now have a tied game.
Yeah, this is a good one. 1-1. Zen finally able to respond in kind, but the question is, will they hold it? Eminence almost finds one off the kickoff. 2 attempts, neither hits its mark.
Zen now with another opportunity, slowly carrying that one across net. Looks for, I think that was Steve at the time. No, sorry, looks for Tadagane. And I'll find him though before a defender cuts off that play. Zen, a little bit awkward there, jumps past the ball, but still in complete control here. It's a nice little flick across to Tata. There's a challenge from Ascent though, and all the chaos has started. UNSW just need to get this one out, and they have managed.
Yeah, that they have. 1-1. Here we go. It's going to be Steve up and around. Light touch. Not really able to follow up. Edmund switch to throw it back down, but Zen is already there. Ball back to midfield. Tadagane shot down in.
Yeah, not a huge surprise on this one. UNSW bring it back just a little bit here. The challenge in that corner did center that ball in front of net for Tata. Great car control to be able to take that shot, and UNSW are now in the lead with a minute left.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good start for UON, but unfortunately, it just feels like New South Wales, when they switch on, they start to look like the scariest team in the league again. Even with Macquarie being undefeated, these guys are just not missing tonight.
No, and the floodgates have certainly opened in this game. Zen there with the musty flick, gets the pass across to Tata, sinks that ball into net. Wouldn't be surprised if we see a couple more goals with the pace UNSW has now picked up.
It has, and I mean, we'll see if they start to slow up now with the 2-goal cushion. Somehow I doubt it. Tadagane!
What a shot here out of Tadagane. The control gets that reset, I think, gets the backflip, uses the flip backwards, gets the 50 past defenders into net, forces that ball in. Incredible shot.
How can you not feel like all the confidence after that? I mean, oh, you can do no wrong, and he nearly gets another. He does!
What was this? What? How? The speed? My eyes couldn't even keep up with this one, Formals. Steve gets that pass to Tata, sitting on the top of the crossbar, drops it in. The car control, the angle, that was everything.
This is why AGON has become a regular top 8 threat in RLCS right now with RTT. Kickoff goal is going to go back over to, the UON side, but the damage has already been done. It's a 5-2 lead, and I feel we're going to be going to match point in under a minute's time. Yeah,
this would be a very difficult one to bring back. 37 seconds left on the clock. 3 goals down are UON. A very, very on fire UNSW at the moment. Eminence with a shot here does decrease that deficit just a little bit. That was perfectly placed in that top corner. UON are fighting back.
Yeah, well, you know what? All of a sudden, wait a minute. What's going on here? Wait. Do we have something cooking? Do we have a bit of a comeback cooking? That was a very fast 2-goal response. The kickoff as well. UON has to pull back. Zen with control, and I believe that should end it, especially if AGON can continue to play keep away. They can't. Bud can't get to the play.
Sent gets the center. Eminence goes for that jump, but no boost in the tank to be a real threat on that one. Tata's gonna go back for the shot, but Zen's gonna get in the way. Playing as a 4th defender right now for UON. That clock is going to run down though. 2 seconds left, 1 second left. The ball's on the ground. It doesn't matter. UNSW take the second game.
Yeah, a 2-game lead now for the University of New South Wales. Really well played, really well done for them. Again, it was a slower start, but AEST just started hitting every shot coming their way. Now UON, they're the team a lot of it on the back foot. Again, losing this match, there's a chance they can go up against Macquarie, or they get the University of New South Wales. Neither really seems appealing with the way how New South Wales looks right now.
No, I would be scared of both of those teams right now. With how UNSW is playing, they just need to keep this momentum up. 15 shots on the board, Formal. 8 shots to AGON alone is wild.
Yeah, AGON absolutely popping off, and as we get ready to go into game number 3, I mean, this feels like the 3-0 angle, at least the way how it's going. It's feeling pretty good. I mean, pretty much no matter what happens too, if New South Wales wins this, RMIT gets the 3rd seed. That's just how it works out.
That's the way the cookie crumbles in this league. If UNSW get the win here, that'll be a daunting thing for these sides at the moment. Like, no one wants to come up against Macquarie, no one wants to be that 4th seed. Everyone trying to avoid it right now. UNSW, they definitely don't want to be there. They want to save that match for the grand final.
Yeah, that they would. And well, I mean, that looks to be our most likely trajectory, the way how things are going here. However, still 0-0, game number 3. Reverse sweeps, they are a thing. They are real. They do exist. Seen a lot of them over the past couple weeks. We'll see another one here, starting with Eminence, hooking it up. Here comes Ascent, but AGON is the one with the boost. AGON is the one with the deep clear, and AGON is the one who stays on the play as well. Bud actually initially challenged by, I believe that was Steve, who reverses back to get underneath the ball. Doesn't find the touch. This is getting a little bit silly, actually, for the New South Wales side.
There's definitely a bit of strange gameplay going on, but I feel like that's kind of been the theme with the start of the first couple of games so far. Has been the latter half particularly of last game where UNSW stepped up. So maybe a bit of silly play to begin with, but we are warming to it the further this game goes on.
We'll see if they can bring it back. Here comes Eminence now. Can he set up something through the sidewall? Steve gets in the way. AGON's challenge doesn't really go their way either. So we start to go back towards the blue side of the field. Good touch by Eminence, but it's just all a setup for AGON, who throws it back to Steve. Ooh. Oh, that was almost a great play. Instead, it comes the other way. Bud, no! Bud, you could have taken your time. It's still 0-all.
Oh, that follow-up touch was not what Bud needed in that moment. Just needed to slow down a little bit there to be able to get that follow-up shot, but doesn't matter. UON have kept that pressure up. Ascent takes a long shot here. Eminence going for maybe a bump or something on Steve. Takes that defender out of play, and UON get this first goal.
Yep, just like last game, it is UON who gets on the board first after a slower start from New South Wales, who looks a little bit, shakier than what we saw in that last couple games. However, Tadigane, open net, double touch, does miss. Steve gets saved, and this is what I mean. New South Wales, not on their best form so far in Game 3.
Definitely looking a little shaky to begin this one. Bud with a pinch to that sidewall. Gonna go with the follow-up shot as well. Hang on a second. Zen's missed. Bud almost had that goal on point. But Tata gets the follow-up. Keeps UNSW safe for just a moment longer.
Now with 2.5 minutes to go, it's going to be a set deep clear. Oh, that's in. That's just in, Morgie. It's a 2-goal lead for UON.
With the last touch on this one as well, just to make sure that was going to sink. I think it actually wasn't on target from my perspective. Initially, it looked like that was on target, but it looks like it was going a little wide. So good follow-up from Bud there. Secure that one. 2 minutes 20 left on the clock here, and UNSW, they're on the back foot.
Yeah, Tadigane, though. Again, they step up again. Ascent says no. Nice read on the backboard. Steve tries to slow it down, but again, it's Ascent who was there. 50 goes against them. Eminence out of position. Zen drops it straight into Bud, who makes the save.
Staying on this ball, gets the 50 and manages to keep possession for UNSW just at the moment. Ascent facing this one, doesn't have the follow-up. Steve's going to go for that backboard, look for the double. No, not just yet.
Tadigane and Zen connect. That was a shot on target, but can't do too much after that. Ascent, despite the boost, it's a bit of a slower play across the midfield line. Steve gets underneath it. Bud doing what he can. Gets Steve. Goes for the fake. Nice 50 by Zen, but it's not on target. Free touch coming for Tadigane. Takes it to the backboard. Eminence starts to bring it back. Double commit. No. Zen gets bumped out the play. Steve has to go for the double, but again, Ascent gets underneath. Again, Ascent gets underneath. Ascent really being the savior here in game number 3.
Just carrying this ball, it has gone loose again. Zen's gonna go for the challenge, manages to block Ascent there. It's dropped in front of net. He can't get the follow-up in front of Bud though. Then going for his own attempt at a solo here, but the ball is going to be cleared by Ascent. 1 minute left on the clock. Enough for UNSW to get an equalizer maybe. They're gonna need 2 goals to do it though.
Yeah, they're going to need some big goal energy. And it's just not coming, not straight away. 45 seconds left, under a minute, and it could be a 3-goal deficit. Eminence, fair enough. You got a 2-goal lead. Maybe it won't come back to haunt them.
Ascent just getting that extra touch on the ball there and redirecting it rather than sinking it into the net. And teammates blocking teammate shots is more common of a thing than I would expect to see right now, but Bud does manage to 50 Eminence to put that one in net. What is happening?
Oh, we're having fun here. Again, this is the laid back week, right? This is the chill week. We got to keep it calm, keep it under control. 3-0 lead. UON is going to take this 3rd game, and we got ourselves a little bit of a series brewing.
Yeah, there's calm, and then there's blocking your own teammates' shots in net. I'm not sure if I call that calm. I call it strange. Either way, UON up by 3 goals in this game. Looking a lot better than they were the first couple of games. Just looking very UNSW dominant to begin this series, but now UON have picked up their pace, they've picked up their power, and they're still alive in this.
You know what you call that? You call that, getting clips, all right? You got to get clips on whoever you can, even if it's on your own team. Very well done, though, to the UN side. It looked like they were down and out, shutting out New South Wales in a pivotal game 3, keeping them in this one. They get through this next game. If they can take this to Champions Field, well, anything can happen at that stage as we get geared up and just about ready to go. Game number 4 right around the corner. Ascent, though, yeah, deserved the MVP role that they got. The defense, particular, I felt like is what kept UON above.
Absolutely. It was the first touch in defense, followed up by the second touch, followed by the third touch, as Ascent was just dribbling that ball around UNSW players, it seemed, in some of those plays throughout that game. Definitely doing very well with bar control and positioning in that one. Can he keep it up this game? Can UON keep their momentum up as well? Maybe we will see a champion.
I would love a Champions Field angle. I think everybody would. We're due for one tonight, Morgie. Although if you were to ask me at the start, I would say the most likely one would have been game number 4. Tadagane scores first, 16 seconds in.
16 seconds and already a goal just seems to be the theme of the night, having these early goals. Tata puts that into the bottom corner of that net, getting that lead nice and early.
Early lead is exactly what they want to see, and we'll see if they can add to it. A set actually has Eminence. That's a great pass. Zen with the pre-jump, though, still kept it low enough for the save.
Almost looking a little dangerous there. Steve gonna go for an attempt here of his own. The double didn't have enough boost for the follow-up. Tata takes a very light shot there, and already we've gone back down the other way. Very quick turnaround, very quick counter-attack for Eminence here with Demo. Almost had a shot on target as well for ON, but yeah, goalless as of yet.
Goalless as of yet, and now under pressure to allow a second. Eminence is too low, and that is off Zen to go in. 2-point lead.
Great play here, Tata with that read gets a pass to Zen. I think it was probably going into that bottom corner. Nonetheless, Zen gets that extra touch on it, just securing that goal. Within 1 minute, we've had 2 goals from UNSW. They're looking a lot more tuned in this game.
That they are. They're looking very much like, hold on, last game was a mistake. Let's lock it down. Let's get the job done. Open net for Tadagane. 3 points in under a minute and a half.
Definitely not wanting to make that mistake twice. It's good to see that they've adapted and recognized their mistakes from last game. Picked up the speed this game, definitely outpacing UON at every step of the way in this one. So UON definitely enough time on the clock to still bring it back. If 3 goals can happen in under a minute and a half, then 3 goals can happen in the next 3 minutes 40.
Yep, I have to agree right there as Zen. Well, I mean, we'll see. I would agree if it was New South Wales that was behind Morgie. I just don't know if UON is as explosive right now as the New South Wales side can be, but we'll see, especially if a 4th goal gets scored as Steve puts it in an open net.
Yeah, rotations looking a little bit off. I know Ascent did get demoed there. It's just kind of jumped for that ball a little bit awkwardly, and Bud didn't recognize what was happening in that play in time. Didn't realize that that net was open, and Steve able to capitalize on that one pretty easily. UNSW up by
4 points in under 2 minutes. I think last game was a fluke. I think it's safe to say, all right, now, well, not a fluke. That's unfair to say, but last game was the anomaly in the equation. Because this is, again, New South Wales back on form, setting up a shot. Nope, Bud won't take it. A little bit too far back for the play. Tadagane crosses him up, and now it's looking pretty open again. Tadagane wanted to leave it for Steve, but Ascent gets in the way.
Steve looking for the centered ball again. Didn't need much boost to get that across to Tadagane, but Bud plays troublemaker there and stops that play as quickly as possible. We're going to see a UON attack here. Eminence, a swing and a miss, a set with the follow-up. Bud jumps for this one early. No boost in the tank. Can Zen get the angle? Not quite. But it will be a great pass to Tadagane, who does finalize that.
And that was really well done one more time. Zen to Tata is crossing up Eminence. Very, very clean. 5 points halfway through this game. Morgie. UON, they flew too close to the sun in game 3, and now they're getting burned, and then some here in game number 4.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for them at the moment, and I do fear that we are running out of space for an attack. Like I said before, there's still half a game left on the clock here, so technically, still plenty of time for them to shoot back as hard as UNSW have shot before in this first half, but they just don't seem to have the energy that UNSW have right now.
Now it is all the University of New South Wales in this one. Still 2 minutes left. It's probably going to be a little bit longer than that if more goals keep getting scored at the frequency that they are. Eminence tries to take it down low, gets a little bit of a demo. Now a chance, shut down by Tadagane. Bud puts one towards the net, but not on target as well. And now we go back to the other side of the field.
AGON is going to take this shot quite far. Steve does get the redirect there, but not on target. Although Blood's got an open net. Tata with the 50 evidence with the follow-up. It's not enough to get it past UNSW's defense right now. They're seeking another goal themselves. Steve looking to center this. Can't get it to a teammate in time. Ascent just trying to get the clear. Eminence with the follow-up. Maybe a double of his own, but Steve gets that redirect here off the backboard.
Yeah, that was a great little redirect as we go side to side. Steve touched it, but didn't really do too much. Zed can't clear it forward as well. A minute, though, has passed since our last goal, and unfortunately, a minute still remains, which is not enough for the UON side. It's going to be a New South Wales victory. They will secure the number 2 seed. It will be UON at number 4 versus Macquarie, and RMIT, win or lose next match, they will be going up against New South Wales. Steve gets a 7th.
And puts one more on the board. Why not? Still 50 seconds left, so maybe a little bit of time to make it. Maybe we'll see Brazil fall. I don't know. But UNSW just too strong for UON this game. It was a shame. We did see a really good opportunity for UON after last game. After they did take down UNSW in the last game, but the series just looks like it was always going to go the way of UNSW.
Yeah, I think that's the best way of putting it. It's just like New South Wales, they came out swinging. They're starting to look more like the New South Wales they can be and should be. The defending champ New South Wales. No Brazil either, because they find an 8th goal.
Even in kind of awkward plays like this, when someone gets in the way like Ascent, Steve Tata gets the demo. Steve shoots a little bit wide. Tata's there just for this extra touch, just in case. Make sure that goal goes in the net. They're just looking super, super smooth right now, and this is the kind of UNSW I want to see playing Macquarie.
Yeah, I exactly. I mean, we'll see. This is if they even go up against each other too, because again, UON still showed us flashes of brilliance. Macquarie did drop a series. We can't just assume that these two are going to be the 2 teams in the finals. However, 8-0 is a very dominant statement, especially in a series decider. New South Wales, they'll get their win. I almost thought they were going to get another goal right there. They still might in our final seconds, but yeah, just really well done from this team in red.
Definitely fantastic play out of them here today, and again, you're right, maybe the ball is kept up. Maybe we'll see one more. Ben's going to dribble this all the way. Gets the musty flick. That was incredible power. Ascent somehow gets a touch to that, gets the save. Incredible last moment play there, but doesn't change the outcome of this game. UNSW 8-0 over UON, and they take the series.
Really well done. Again, New South Wales just further emphasizing the point that realistically this team, I mean, when they peak, still could be the scariest team in this league. Obviously, Macquarie went undefeated. They're a big threat to deal with. They're our number 1 and 2 seeds moving forward. So for UON, it's going to be a tough match nonetheless against that Macquarie side. For New South Wales, we'll see what kind of form RMIT is in, Morgan, but also you have to remember there's still going to be a 2-week break.
True, and a break can throw quite a spanner in the works, depending on if the players are actually playing across that break or whether they let themselves go cold. So you never know.
You never know. But speaking of breaks, we're going on one now. When we come back, it is going to be our final game. RMIT will be taking on UTS to just figure out realistically this is where UTS finishes. This is an important game for UTS. We'll see how they look when we return. Welcome back, everybody. One more game still to go, but before we go there, an interview. Look, we've already said he probably has the best comms in AEL, so we might as well see if he can give us the best interview as well. Tadagane joining us. First of all, congratulations on that win. How does it feel to not really be the #1 seed this time around, but coming in now in #2?
It's definitely a change of pace because I think ever since I've come into AEL in general, I think I've always finished first actually. So it's definitely different, but it makes sense. Macquarie's a good team. We definitely could have won that series, but it's not a surprise. So hopefully we'll get them back in the finals.
Maybe a good opportunity to come up against them again in the finals as it plays off. I mean, had you guys lost today, you would have gone into the playoffs in 4th seed and would have had to face off against them immediately right at the beginning of playoffs. So was that something you guys had talked about? Was that a factor in like, okay, we have to win today. We don't want to go into this 4th seed. We want to take them in the grand final instead.
Yeah, we actually did. We did say that in the middle of the series. We were like, yeah, let's like make it a good final and make sure we don't lose this one. So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And I mean, obviously, that hopefully will give you some momentum moving forward. I do, again, kind of similar with the interview with Lunar, because we don't really get to do interviews as much on RLCS anymore. I want to ask a bit about RTT and listening to your comms through Timmy's stream. I have commented how it's like actually really clear, concise, and some of the best comms I've heard. Do you carry that over to AEL as well, or is it a different environment for this event?
I'd say it's definitely a little less serious. I mean, I think that season in particular, we just finished exams, so we were kind of discussing how our exams went for the first couple. But nah, it's like when we're losing and then like we have to look in. Of course, it does get like that serious again. It's a bit of a mix.
I guess also off topic, but how did exams go?
Yeah, that's
We
important.
don't talk about it. I need to make a uni roster move after this one. I go to another one. What Zen did.
Oh, okay. Wait, hold on. So going to another one. Which uni then is picking up Tadagane? Where are we going to see Tadagane in the Elite Series the next semester?
I don't know, Macquarie. They're not looking that good actually. Maybe I can replace Lunar. It'd be a bit of an upgrade.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Obviously, expectation would be you versus Macquarie in the finals, a matchup that I'm sure you would be looking forward towards a rematch. What would you expect to go differently if you were to play them again? Like, what would you guys have to do that you didn't do before when you played against them earlier in the season?
When we played them, we actually didn't have our full roster, and it still went to I think game 5. So I think it's looking like fine. I think we'll just do what we've been doing. And honestly, I just wanted to say like I think ever since I've come in, like I've come first place. I hope I can continue that. Until I graduate, maybe. Like every season that I've played, end with that first place. It would look good. So I'm hungry.
All right. Well, hopefully we will get to see you and your attempt to eat. One last question before we send you on your way. RMIT about to play against UTS. No matter what, they're going to be finishing the 3rd seed, which means they are going to be your opponents. Is there anything about this team that, has you a bit on notice, has you a bit more locked in, or do you think that you should be the heavy favorites?
No, I actually think RMIT is a very good team. So we definitely should be on focus. Like, I recognize all 3 players, and they're all very good. So, hopefully we can close that one out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck both, in 2 weeks' time in AEL. And I want to see RTT get back, all right, in the top 8 in RLCS. Timmy needs redemption after what happened last time. So you got to make sure he gets that chance, okay?
We got you this weekend.
Sure.
100%. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Excellent. Want to
Thanks,
see that.
Dara.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Oh man, I still can't get over it. I was so excited to see. Look, it's the guy who does the meme videos. Let's see how he goes. Oh no, he memes just like everybody else in OCE. I digress. Timmy's not in this league. Tadagane is, and we'll see how they perform. But we still got one more game, Morgie.
Still one more game. I was going to say deciding match, not really deciding match. Like you said, either way, RMIT are going to be our 3rd seed, but again, momentum is important. So going into the playoffs, although there is a break, going into the playoffs with a bit of momentum is very handy to have. And I'm sure RMIT will be seeking that in this next game. They want to take down UTS and they want to take them down quickly. the UTS, they are a good roster formal. They have had their fair share of fantastic series, to be fair. So I don't know. This is the series I was, I guess, least confident in going into tonight. I think, you know, the others I was probably more confident on who the winner was going to be. I do think RMIT will probably take this one out, but I think UTS are going to put up a fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a weird one. I think UTS, similar to Griffith, and even to a lesser extent QUT, came in. I was hoping they would be, you know, fighting till the very end, vying for top 4, and this would be almost a decider match, right? But realistically, UTS has had a bit of a disappointing season. Didn't really stay competitive as long as we were hoping to see from them. RMIT, I mean, obviously a very strong side. Exodus, Worthy, Swaggy, the 3 of them have just been quite dominant in their own right, coming into this with a 4-2 record. So we'll see what happens when they play this one out. But my expectations are this actually could be a little bit ugly for UTS, to be quite frank.
Yeah, it could definitely be. And yeah, you're right. RMIT, they do have a really strong roster. Good to see them coming into this series with their main roster tonight. Worthy, Swaggy, both great players, and have, I guess, players that I was less familiar with at the beginning of this season, but they've proven themselves to be quite dominant in this league. So wouldn't be surprised if we see a continuation of that tonight.
Yeah, that is what we're going to be hoping to see, as well as players still kind of warming up. Hopefully we shouldn't be too long into kicking this game underway, as it's kind of waiting to see, doing our lobby checks and still waiting. I'm not gonna name names. We're still waiting on a couple players here. Hopefully they aren't too far behind.
Yeah, hopefully realize that the game is
I've been given, I got permission to name and shame. UTS, get in here. We want to start the match. It is late. I do not want to be casting past 10:30. Here they come. I see Snippy has joined. See, you know, sometimes the name and shame works.
All you had to do was yell at them a little bit and they just started rocking up. But no, I'm with Formal on this one. We're old. We have early bedtimes. This is not acceptable. We need to go to bed.
I have been working not quite a 9 to 5, a 9 to 4, but I have been working like a normal contributing member of society. All right. That means I go to bed early as well. Don't want to be up late. So, let's get this. I actually don't have work tomorrow, but I do have a dentist appointment, and that's never fun.
No, actually, you know what? I'm look, I'll be honest, I'm a night owl. I am a night person through and through. And due to knee reconstruction I had a couple of years ago, I dropped down to part-time work for a while, went back to full-time work about a year ago. And this is after years and years of work anyway, but went back to full-time work a year ago. And I can't stay up past like 11:30 anymore. It is sad how early I clock out. Like that's me trying to stay up, and it hits like 11, and I'm needing to sleep. Like I can't handle it anymore.
I always get forced to stay up late to talk to people from Western Australia, which I love doing, but I just want them to move to a real time zone so I can sleep like a real person. That would be nice. I would appreciate that. Spring OPAC, we're still waiting on you. Again, I got the permissions to name and shame. Come on, buddy. All right, I know you're a uni student. I know you probably go to sleep at 4 and wake up at 4, but let's get in here.
I'm getting grilled in the game.
Yeah, I know. You've been called out. Old woman Morgie, bum knees, bum back, asleep at 2 p.m., waking up at 4 in the morning. Oh.
My entire sentence just got asterisk.
Yeah, wow. Wow, censored. I'm breaking the fourth wall. Morgie just typed a message and it is all the censor bar. It is two lines thick of censored, all right? Do not call Morgie old.
What?
She will snap.
It honestly looks like I snapped. All I typed out was 27, but the knee recon makes me feel 65. and just like, no, it just, the entire thing got asterisked out. What's happening?
What's happening is, yeah, I'm sure that's what you wrote. Yeah, no one believes that. No, we all know the truth.
I'm just grilling players apparently now.
People thought me yelling at audio before we started stream was bad. Nothing compared to what happens when you call Morgie old.
It's that time of night where I'm grilling players and Formal's yelling at them to come into the lobby.
Yeah. It must be time for the fourth game of the evening. This is our last fourth game. This is the last one for the split. Like, these ones always go off the rails. I mean, they're not supposed to be on the rails. This is a match for the team that we already know is in third place versus a team that I think we already know is in sixth, if I'm not mistaken.
I think, yeah.
I want confirmation. Maybe they're playing for fifth. I'm kind of hoping for confirmation from BK, this one. We'll get back to you on that, all right? Our researchers are on the case. They're crunching the numbers. They're doing the math. Is this match important for UTS, or is this a scrim? Which do stay and watch, by the way, because you know what? The scrim matches are always the most fun.
Exactly. Like we said earlier, that's when the real chaos comes out in these matches where not playing for playoffs anymore, where maybe not even, I mean, my team's not necessarily playing for seeding, and maybe these teams aren't either. I'm not sure of that just yet, but yeah, this is where the trouble happens. This is where the players just try to win rather than aim for a win necessarily, and who knows, maybe it actually works out better for them.
So UTS is playing for a higher seed. UTS is playing to try and pass QUT and finish fifth in the standings. So they do have something to play for. And that would give them the top seed in the Open Series, which is, you know, good for your chances for qualifying back for the Elite Series. Again, RMIT, they're kind of playing more for fun. And normally that would be a reason why Swaggy is in the Gronk or whatever that is. But no, he just kind of uses that car all the time anyway. So that is not the player fooling around. That is their try-hard car.
That is the try-hard car. And it just cuts to Swaggy on screen. It's just like, that's perfect. What a car. What a decal as well. What style.
That is the Gronk, right? That's what it's called? Or the Grog? Is that the Grog? Or is the Grog something different?
That is a good question.
Oh, shot off the top post, not in. A little bit awkward right there, but hey, gameplay continues on.
New shot on net here. Stimpy does get that save just in time though. So on this wall, trying to get it out. Springo pack looking for that centered ball. A little bit awkward on that. He is there in case. Shot in front of net from Pickle. No, not
Oh, it's the Proteus. That's what it is. All right, so it's the Proteus car. That's good to know. We have learned, as we're going to see it pass back to Swaggy, not on target.
Little odd car. We pull into the corner here. Kekko taking a shot, and Swaggy ready to retrieve that one, getting sent down the other way. Indy, we're going to see some RMIT pressure here. Maybe a shot out of Worthy, looking for that double. It waterfalls down. Doesn't get the double, but Exodus is there to take the shot. RMIT involved themselves in the board.
Yes, we're going to see this one from underneath Exodus, just straight down the middle, and that's going to be the 1-0 lead. Really, really well done. 1 point quickly for the RMIT side.
2.5 minutes left on this clock. Springo pack putting us into a dangerous position. Exodus has managed to get the 4 away though with double off. Sits back towards Worthy from the other side. Gonna have some time and space on this one. Takes it up into the air. Looking for the pass to Exodus. Swaggy and Exodus both jump. Maybe double commit there, but they did have the opportunity. The shot just wasn't enough.
Yeah, that's not where it needed to be. I'm just gonna quickly apologize. I was using a word that I didn't know was very, very, very not the correct word. Was not aware. I have been informed. I am incredibly sorry about that. Now I know. Won't happen again. Let's continue on. As we'll see where this game goes.
So
Just leave it at that. I don't know Australian words. I've been in this country for too long. And I still don't.
Aussies with their long list, full novel of different slang. Definitely a bit of a rant.
Anyways. Here comes Tippy looking for a shot. Not going to find it right there. It's going to be Keko now through the corner and doesn't go too much further with that.
Stimpy off the corner as well. Gets this one sent it back to Exodus. Looking to keep that pressure on. The Spring Pack's trying to get it out. Exodus and Worthy jump to this one together. Worthy no boost in the tank. Double Swaggy. Gonna have to take this one back. Gonna have to be careful about the shot from Stimpy. It's not on target. RMIT that was looking to deal with. Really scrambled in defense.
Yeah, they are a little bit out of sorts. Swaggy gets the touch right there, and now it's going to try to get underneath. Simpy wins another 50, and now is going to go back to Exodus, who pops it up. Reset. Nope, it's down. Swaggy shot, almost in. Off the post, not quite. I mean, you know what, Marky? So far, you were more right than I was coming to this one. It is a very close match.
Yeah, 1-0 with less than 30 seconds left. It's definitely looking very close to UTS managing to hold the road in this one. So it does, you know what, it is feeling a little bit more RMIT dominant, just the pressure they're putting on at the moment. The shots being a little bit closer. Scoreline doesn't really reflect that though. UTS genuinely have managed to keep it close, but I think that it's only a matter of time before RMIT's shots begin to sink a little bit more, or UTS runs out of resources to get out of boost in defense. It's only a matter of time, but RMIT have taken this first game.
Yeah, big win for RMIT. They're going to be quite happy with that one. A 1-0 lead, and I mean, good on RMIT. They got it done. There was an early goal. They were able to control it, but it really felt like the latter half of that game, UTS was creating more opportunities for themselves. I'm feeling less confident about my 3-0 prediction, Morgie. That's all I'm going to say, despite the fact RMIT did take that first game.
I mean, there were question marks as well about UTS having, I want to say Keiko. I'm hoping I'm not saying that wrong. Keiko in the mix here, but has played quite well for UTS in that one. 3 saves, 2 shots on target, has integrated into this roster very well as Spring Hope and Stimpy. So I think that there is a chance that UTS could take a game or two. Like I said, it is feeling a little bit more dominant from RMIT as of right now, but I think UTS still have a chance in this.
Yeah, I think they very much still do. So it's going to be interesting to see where we go from here. Very well done for RMIT, and focusing up, getting ready to go into game number 2. Morgie, production's bullying me. And I know it's my own fault, but still, they're bullying me right now.
BK, I think BK bullies everyone. I wouldn't take it personally. I've been on the chopping block myself.
Yeah. Nah, I deserve it. I deserve it. Let's go. Here we go. Game number 2. Let's see where we go. Oh, the Cybertruck has been pulled out. I think that is a more offensive vehicle than what was being than the Proteus.
Definitely an interesting choice of car. Almost the double sending that in.
What hitbox does it have?
Good question. Oh yeah, it's not. Yikes. That's a bad looking car. Sorry.
I like, actually, what hitbox is it? I genuinely don't know, as we're going to see the first shot come from Worthy.
Doesn't look like it belongs in this game. Like, it looks so out of place. It's... Oh, shot on target, though.
Oh, look at the Tims. Look at its Tims.
Oh, no.
Watch the replay. Look at its Tims. It's a good shot, 90 kilometers an hour. By that, I mean its wheels. They got little puppy wheels. It's great. It almost saves it.
Oh my. Chaos, and not gameplay wise, just chaos, just us, chaos, commentators chaos going on right now.
This has actually been the most normal game of the 4 now that we've seen tonight, to be quite honest. As some more! Cybertruck greater than Proteus. This is confirmed.
I think I am like, no bias, kind of rooting against RMIT right now. Just cyber shot every time Swaggy scores and goals. Like, no. Oh,
Wait a
no.
minute.
It's just-
I
it's
love
just-
this. Swaggy didn't even know what the hitbox was. Like,
It's just some kind of hitbox, something. It's
Yeah,
scoring,
go ahead.
it doesn't matter.
break the fourth wall. Our ref was arguing with Swaggy about what the hitbox is on the car, if it's hybrid or octane.
Oh boy. Oh, not another one. Worthy, back down into his half in his corner. Maybe a shot attempt from Stimpy here, goes a little high, spin back with the follow-up though. UTS are on the board.
Yeah, it's UTS finally gets one back, and it was just a good shot. Like at the cross up, you think it's going to be too high, too wide. You don't want to exert too much on that save, and then Spring Hopak able to find the angle to drop that one in. Good goal for UTS to get themselves back in it.
Interesting. Maybe some more pressure coming out of RMIT here though through Exodus coming off that roof, trying to put something on target. He tries to get that one centered away, but Worthy is on that edge. Swaggy centered ball. Echo is there. It was looking like he was going to be chased down on that one, but the clear comes through.
Here we go, lead blocker,
Oh.
and it doesn't matter. Exodus will still find the angle, 3-1 lead.
Worthy chasing the demo down here on Stimpy. Doesn't get the demo, but at least throws him off target. Makes Stimpy jump. He's awkward. He's out of position. Opens up the goal for Exodus, who puts up.
And with that, it's going to be a 3-1 lead, and we'll see where they go. Down into the quarter. Exodus can't stay with it. It's going to be Echo. Back to the other side. Stimpy with a chance, but Exodus shuts it down from underneath. Oh, it's a double commit, but Swaggy had the better angle. Still doesn't put it on the net as Worthy tries to drop it down. I just realized this is another case of a team listening to our commentary instead of the comms with each other.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Given the comments at the start of the match, feel my age a little bit there. Yeah, it didn't even clock the fact that they're listening to us right now, as we've spent more than half the game talking about the Cybertruck.
Oh, no, that was only while it was relevant, okay? I mean, ever since the start of the game, Swaggy hasn't been able to score. In fact, it was nearly a goal from Stimpy. Here comes Kanko, down push, no! Third attempt, that one's good. Stimpy makes it a one-goal game.
Great angle from Stimpy here to drop that one down. The follow-up was perfectly positioned. That's beautiful. That is an incredible shot out of Stimpy. Brings that goal deficit back to 1. RMIT still in the lead. UTS need to get another one just to equalize it here, but they're looking good at the moment.
Yeah, it's geez, now I'm getting bullied by refs as well about situations in the past, as if I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. That player never played for our team. Here comes Swaggy. Can only get it to midfield. Can't go much further. Stimpy's gonna put one on. Backboard not there.
Oh, for a second I was like, I can't. When is Angry arguing? And then I realized, yeah, okay, it's in the chat. That's not through the headset, but I'm always getting picked on.
For stuff that I plead the fifth. As that shot gets put on target, and it's still not going to go in. And ironically enough, pleading the fifth, an American thing, is what's gotten me in trouble to begin with. 53 seconds still to go. Here comes Swaggy through the corner. Nearly gets it around Spring Hopak, but not quite where it needs to be. Echo from underneath won't get the touch.
Pack does have pace, does outpace two RMIT players on this one without increasing the tank. Doesn't result in a goal, although they're both players looking a little awkward there. Swaggy gets the save. Ball's going back from right to left as the moment here. It does get cleared. Spring Pack going to potentially going to do that a little bit wider. Shot from Swaggy goes too high.
Well, we'll see where Stimpy can go. Pinch off the roof. Exodus misses. Worthy does not. Oh, nearly a late equalizer. As Keko tries to take the shot. Still not going to find that either. Stimpy shut down, denied. Timer hits 0. And that should do it, and actually kept alive by UTS, and then it hits the ground. RMI takes the second game.
On match point, the next game for RMIT, they are looking just that little bit stronger than UTS right now. Both games so far, only a 1-goal scoreline. Sorry, 1-goal difference in the scoreline. RMIT taking the first game 1-0 and this game 3-2. UTS, they're looking good formal, but there's something not quite right about their rotation at the moment. RMIT are catching them out more often than not, or more often than it's going the other way.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah, it's a little bit strange rotation-wise from UTS.
Yeah, especially at the start of the game. I do feel like UTS was able to clean it up in the latter half, but yeah, the start of the game, just too many open opportunities that really Swaggy, in some ways I feel kind of forced by just kind of poking and prodding at it. It was like a cheeky cut that kind of worked out twice in Swaggy's favor to get both those goals. And they went from there as, I'm just like, push the Swaggy button, please, and just listen to this engine. What is? That is all. That you know what? That's better than any analysis I could give right there.
Definitely some questionable card choices right now. I honestly, it's a bit of fun though. I don't mind that this is probably more fun than we've seen.
Swaggy does this every single week though. I mean, this is the Swaggy special. Funny cars, funny cuts, funny gameplay, and it usually all works. That's the best part. Like, if it wasn't working, you could kind of write it off. But again, this is going to be our third-seeded team. This is a good team, and even New South Wales is claiming, yeah, they are a threat. So you know what? I embrace it.
I want to see Proteus in the grand final. I think that's what I want at this point.
I never want to see the Proteus again. I never.
It'll be, let's be real, it's going to be 5 Fennecs and a Proteus. If RMIT make it through the final 5 more.
Oh!
This bug of a car. That was a little close to comfortable.
That was, and now we go back the other way. Here comes Swaggy, and it is in. They had to get a second touch to make sure, but it's going to be a 1-0 lead for RMIT.
Look at the close-up of that beast of a car as it gets the final touches in there. My oh my. What a way to take us.
All right, Keko will take it across the midfield line. Swaggy's going to try and stay behind this one. From underneath we go. It's Worthy gets another nice little bit of a touch right there, and here we try to find something. Keko, whoops, it stays behind it. The 50 goes opposite corner.
Pressure kept by Stimpy here, although Worthy jumps to clear that one. A massive booming clear downfield. Lead there. Swaggy is taken out. Bye-bye. I was going to say Proteus, not the Proteus. Bye-bye. Whatever this thing is.
I have no idea. I don't want to know. I'm good not knowing. Also, shout out to Swaggy's partner in his group assignment. Apparently, to read from Twitch chat, this is what Swaggy is doing instead of our group assignment right now. It's due on Sunday. My man, it's not too late to get a new partner.
I don't know what to tell you. I mean, look, if I had the opportunity myself to do an assignment or play Rocket League, I think I know what I'm deciding as well. Not trying to be a bad influencer, but just to say, it's not a horrible choice.
See, I did my assignments, and it got me the same place it got you. So, what does that say? Here we go. Popping it up towards the net. Gonna be caught by Springo. Back down and away.
I mean, to be fair, 21-year-old me, I was this person in chat. I was the one doing the assignments. I was the where are my assignment partners, where are my teammates, writing up things on behalf of other people because they won't do their own work. 27-year-old me has realized that I don't use either of my uni degrees.
Oh,
The
no.
Rocket League was definitely the better choice in that situation.
Oh, no.
proactively thinking about it.
Well, I can say I used my uni degrees, and they have helped me get to where I am. So you know what? Uni can be important. Springo Pack with a chance. Backboard. No, not in. Exodus will start to clear it out. The second little touch goes straight into Stimpy underneath. Swaggy will push it forward. Still a minute 15 remaining in this series.
Confirmation from admin BkMan that it is the S. This one is the S. So we've got the Proteus, the Cybertruck, and the S.
Wait, like the old Rocket League team? Team Esper? Remember them?
Is that where the name came from? No way.
No, actually no, it came from an own goal! Swaggy!
One per series, well, at least one per series. It was bound to happen at some point. That was a blue trail. Swaggy got that final touch. It was that car. I've got nothing more to say about that. We've got no goal.
Anything to procrastinate. Anything to stop doing that assignment. Sometimes you got to put it in your own net to extend the gameplay. I don't know what to tell you. Good moment, though, for UTS. Again, UTS, they're trying to stay in front of QUT. Swaggy gets redemption 2-1. Also, to answer your question, no, Team Esper was named after Magic the Gathering.
Okay. Not overly... We've talked about this. I'm not overly familiar with Magic the Gathering.
But production knows. Production knows.
Production knew immediately. I said, oh, is that where the name came from? And there was an immediate no in the earpiece as soon as I said that. Oh, we're in the corner now. Swaggy does not get that 50 there. Ringo Pack trying to get another goal on the board. Almost centers it, but again, the production is still looking dangerous though. Stimpy. Oh, almost with the pass to Keiko, doesn't get the shot on target.
And you know how we bring this all full circle? Pretty sure Steve was on Team Esper. So there you go.
No way.
Yeah. Little throwback. 3 seconds ago, it looks like this game is going to be coming down to an end. Ball off the top. Root Springo Pack won't be able to play it through the corner. RMIT is going to take this series 3-0. We got our sweep in the end. RMIT gets it done. They were the 3rd seed for UTS. Unfortunately, no 5th seed for them. It's going to go to QUT. And, well, they are going to have a run in the open bracket, I am sure.
Oh, definitely. I think UTS, they managed to hold their own. And this, again, all 3 games were only 1 goal difference in the final scoreline. So it was a good battle nonetheless, but RMIT have taken this one in 3. We will see UTS hopefully again in the opens in a couple of weeks' time. But for now, RMIT, again, seeding wise, they win or loss, they were still going into playoffs as 3rd seed, but this win would have meant a little bit to them today just in terms of momentum and just keeping that traction that they've had throughout this series. Throughout this season.
Can I just say I still love the touches stat. I don't think we touch enough on that one. Yeah, pun intended right there. But interesting to see that UTS kind of like affirming kind of what I believe from them. Like their touches were so even throughout like every single one of those games, like almost identical. So again, it's a team where everybody gets involved, and I think that will do them well in the open bracket. Overall, probably a disappointing season for UTS, but for RMIT, that's the best momentum they can get. They have a tough matchup against New South Wales. We'll see how it plays out for them. Hopefully they're going to be able to do well, but yeah.
No, we shall see for sure. I think it's going to be a really interesting playoffs. I think, you know, last season, right as I looked over, it's going to be an interesting playoffs just because last season, obviously, we had a very, very dominant UNSW, very hardly challenged. And now this season, we've got that in Macquarie, but UNSW, our reigning champs from last season, they've had their falters, they've had their good games and their bad games. They're looking to be playing on point at the moment. RMIT are looking to be playing on point at the moment as well. Yeah. I think this is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun semifinal and a fun grand final run for sure. Of course, our show's not done yet. We're going to be having an interview with Swaggy as they are going to be getting ready to go. So that's going to be pretty exciting. In fact, I think we're ready to hear from him right now. the man who is spending, I think, more time listening to us than maybe the game doesn't matter. Got the 3-0 win, Swaggy. Well done. Congrats on your victory.
Thank you, thank you.
I need the thought process behind these car choices. I need to know. I need to know. Was it completely random, or was there a method to the madness?
The method was my mate was like, yo, I'm picking your next 3 cars, and I was like, I bet. So he sent me them, and I was like, okay.
Was it 3 or was there a 4th and 5th? Like if the series extended.
5th. I told him, I was like, most likely we were coming in. We were going into that pretty confident. That's, otherwise I would have been in the Fennec confidence, so.
Wait, what were the 4th and 5th?
Backfire and God knows the 5th.
I don't even know which one the backfire is. Yeah, hang on.
It's got the engine out the front. And
of course
hang
it
on.
does.
So backfire was game 4,
yeah.
and then game 5 was the Marauder.
See, that could have been cool, but all right.
I put it in game 5 because I used to main the Marauder, so I was like, if desperate times call for desperate needs, I'll play one of the cars that I mained. So,
All right, let's move on though from the car selection. I do want to touch upon 2 weeks' time. You have a matchup now against the University of New South Wales. That's going to be a pretty big semifinal matchup. The defending champions team looked very good today. How confident are you guys, though, that you could be able to pull off that upset?
Well, with us, we're all got our RLCS teams. We're scrimming quite often, so I reckon we actually have a decent chance. I know myself, I've improved. I know probably didn't see that game, but when I am in the Fennec, I have improved. So, I think we'll put up a better fight than we did last time. And especially considering that was our first time playing together, like me, Exodus, and Worthy. So, I think we might put up a pretty good fight. May cause an upset. We'll see.
So we're gonna see normal cars.
Unfortunately, I have to try. So yes, I will.
Boring cars.
Boring old Fenny. Sorry.
All right. Well, look, back to the more fun side, I suppose. There was a person in Twitch chat who was angrily saying they were your group partner and you're missing out on an assignment. What assignment is this? What have we been procrastinating on?
No. Hang on. I'm doing the executive summary. I have to wait for everyone else to finish their part. Not everyone has finished their part. So I am not procrastinating. They are procrastinating. I don't want to hear it. Darling, I don't want to hear it.
Throw it back on them. You have the microphone. That makes sense to me. Look, one last question before we send you on your way. Obviously, RLCS coming up again. One last run. How are you feeling for that event coming on? Are we going to see you in a top 8, top 16? Where are we going?
Top 8 is a big ask. But actually, this is the first time I've ever played RLCS. So, it'll be fun to see how I go.
All right. Well, who knows? You never know. All right. Like, there's been a couple RLCS players, as you know, in this AEL Elite Series. Who's to say Swaggy can't be the next one?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Swaggy from RMIT. That still is Swaggy from RMIT. Hello, Swaggy. There he goes. Okay. He is out right there. Fun night as always, Morgie. Although that interview did remind me of something. Sometimes you're the one with the microphone. And this is a quick message. A quick message to production, okay? You can say I don't know game. You can say my predictions are horrid, okay? You can say you don't know, what I'm talking about. But never claim I am a Tom Brady fan. Never do that. That is just crossing a line.
Breaking the fourth wall, everyone. This
crossing
is what was going
a line.
On in the group chat.
I am not a Tom Brady fan. I will spell his name however I want. He is. Anyways, results for the day. QUT started off with a nice little sweep, and then we finished with a sweep as well. Sweep sandwich, Morgie. 3-0 and 3-0.
After not too many sweeps to begin the first half of this season, we seem to have had them come out a lot more at the end of this season. As Paul said, 2 sweeps tonight, the other 2 games being 3-1, 3-1. Our winners of the night, QUT taking out that first game against Griffith. Macquarie, again, our top seed, taking down Swinburne, our 8th seed, although Swinburne did manage to take a game off them. So definitely an exciting series there. UNSW looking like they're back in their true form, taking down UON in that third game 3-1. Although UON definitely put up a bit of a fight, and RMIT, our champs in that last series, sweeping UTS 3-0, have maintained their third seed. Our top 4 teams that were already locked into playoffs going into finals 2 weeks from now, so that hasn't changed, but still, what a night to kind of wrap this season.
Yeah, and if you're looking at these standings right now and thinking, hold on, I can do instantaneous math. RMIT's game win and loss percentage is higher than New South Wales. Well, unfortunately, they lost the head-to-head. New South Wales did beat RMIT during the season. Their 2 losses came to Macquarie and to QUT. So therefore, the number 2 seed does go to New South Wales. The number 3 seed goes to RMIT, which changes, believe it or not, Morky, absolutely nothing when it comes to the semifinal bracket. Just some fun things to take note of. Same situation down at the bottom as well between Griffith and Swinburne.
Just bragging rights, honestly, going into the playoffs. Who gets to claim they're the higher seed? Who gets to say I'm seed 2? Who gets to say I'm the underdog? That's yeah, pretty much that all would have changed had those 2 swapped positions. But I had to go back and find that before. I was thinking when we were in that interview just then, I was thinking, when did we actually see these guys play UNSW? All the way back in week 1, right at the start when teams hadn't found their footing yet. So I would take that series with a grain of salt. I wouldn't take that as any solid evidence of what's going to happen in playoffs at this point. Anything could happen. RMIT could take down UNSW in that rematch. It has been a while.
Yeah, but it does go back to what we always say at the start of every one of these seasons, Morgie. It's that every game is important, and these early losses can come back to bite you. And sometimes you'll come into a semifinal match with a 3 next to your name instead of a 2. And, well, maybe it affects the mental some way. I definitely feel like New South Wales will have the confidence there. But more importantly, again, as well, those matches aren't going to be happening for 2 weeks' time. We are going to be having a bit of a break next week, although there still will be other, AEL matches that are going to be happening going through. But you know who is all going to be waiting for us, waiting to take us back with open arms and say, we missed you. Semifinals. Let's go into it together. Our beautiful sponsors. That's
no
right.
Way.
AGON by AOC, the #1 gaming monitor brand in the world. AGON by AOC provides best-in-class monitor solutions for gaming and all other needs. Also, Indomie, the noodle partner. Made with high-quality flour and select ingredients and spices, a plate of Indomie McGurring will certainly brighten up your day. Try any one of the flavors available today from your local grocer or at indomie.com.au.
I think that is a great post-broadcast snack to have if anyone in audience is thinking, you're hungry after those matches. You just burn some fuel on the field. Perfect way to refuel.
Yeah, but again, just because we're not around, that doesn't mean the other games aren't happening as well. Marvel Rivals is popping off. CS is always exciting. Those games, I believe, are still going to be happening next week. Not to mention the high school league is kicking off again on Saturdays as well. Rocket League Rivals happening there. It's a little bit different maybe than the super serious InterVarsity. A little bit more casual, a little bit more relaxed, but always a good time. And Morgie, we get a break. I think we get to relax a bit.
We get a break. I think there's some, I believe, CS on tomorrow, right? That Marvel Rivals is done for this week, but there's CS tomorrow. So if you're a CS fan and you're wanting to tune in, definitely tune into that tomorrow night. Follow the AEL on their socials as well to stay up to date with any news and or broadcast times and game scores and that kind of thing. It was very, very helpful precast when I'm trying to work out what happened last week.
When are you going to cast? Because you play a lot of CS. When are you going to cast CS? When are you going to become a two game caster?
I've thought about it. Honestly, being at a certain CS event recently, I was like, these casters get to swear, they get to carry on. Do you know how hard I have to, how careful I have to be not to swear? I swear a lot. Very cautious on cast, of course, but CS casters get to swear a lot, and I'm like, oh, I'd have to be less cautious. I reckon it would be a bit of fun, but I don't think I'm up to scratch on the problems. I think I'm all Rocket League.
Well, we'll see. You never know. You never know till you try is all I'll say right there. And on that note, it is time to say goodnight. Thank you all again one last time for joining us, but it is past our bedtime by a couple minutes. I want to go to bed. I'm sure Morgie does as well. So thank you all for tuning in, and we will see you here in 2 weeks' time, unless you're coming in tomorrow, in which case we'll see you tomorrow for CS. Up to you.